No, I'm not. I'm not 22. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna go back and forth with people like that anymore. It's nonsense. I don't do that. And all that I've been seeing all these videos, all these different content creators going back and forth with each other. Um, on the black side of TikTok, I really cannot stand that shit. I'm gonna start blocking all of those people. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go through. I want anytime any of those content creators they show up on my shit, block. It is so. I think in 2025, if black people really, I should say black people. I'm gonna stop saying black people. People, period. Because I'm pretty sure it's drama happening in other ethnic communities, and they be posting shit on, whatever. But I'm trying to make money. Now I'm trying to make money. I don't give a fuck about all that other shit. Black women going in on black men every day on this app. Yeah, and then the thing that blows my mind about this whole entire discourse, and it's so hilarious. That's why I don't be taking this shit seriously because anytime a lot of these black women go back and forth with men, you know what they love to do. You know what trigger they love to pull. Well, you shouldn't be going back and forth with no female. That's some gay shit. Or you a whole ass sissy, or you a punk for going back and forth. And you must be gay. And I'm like, so wait a minute. These are the same women who love to call themselves allies of the LGBTQ community, right? But soon as a man goes back and forth with them, they start being homophobic because they know that no straight black man wants to be labeled that, and they know that's a perfect. They use that dig every time without fail. Pay attention to that. They use that. Why do black women have a tendency to do that? Because they know deep down inside they don't like gay people, and they also know calling a straight man that, or a man who says he's straight, that they know this is in their mind it's a sure. Yeah, they do that because they know black men don't like that, and it's a surefire guarantee to try to piss somebody off. And listen, they've been doing this shit since I was a kid. Black women love doing that. They love riding hard on the black man's masculinity, and this it's very sad, to be honest with you. And then these will be the same women crying about all the DL men. You know why there's DL men? DL men, and I should make a, I'm not gonna make a video about this. DL men are the byproduct of homophobic black mothers. That's the only reason why they DL. Black DL men are the byproduct of homophobic black mothers. That's the only reason why. What do you mean you're done? That's the only reason why. Cause imagine you growing up in a household and all you hear is your mama, and they play two face too with this shit. Cause see, a lot of these black women, they have gay friends, gay cousins, their brothers be gay and shit or whatever, and they'll be the first. They just like white men. Oh, I have black friends. Oh, I have gay friends. My best friend is gay. Oh, my coworkers, they love saying that shit, but get them behind closed doors and watch how them black mothers be talking all that crazy stuff about gay black men. Now imagine you are a 7, 8, 9 year old kid and you kind of are feeling like, oh well, you're not really into girls like that. So what? Now you got to play this part. You got to play this part because, quite honestly, it's not really the kids at school that you're afraid of when it comes to, you know, being taunted or bullied. It's really your mothers, your grandmother, your aunts. They see you walking a certain type of way. Cut that out. They slap you upside the head. Why your wrist broken? Why you walking like that? Huh. They hear that from their mammies from the time they're 5 up until around 18, 19. So then, of course, you got to also fit in. You got to play the part. You got to play hard and whatnot. And those guys, they play it well, and they big brolic niggas. But behind closed doors, hey, what's up? What's up? Where you at, boy? Where you at? Where you at, boy? Yeah, she gone, man. She gone. Come on, come slide by the crib. Yeah, yep. And then and let me tell you too, the danger that a lot of these DL dudes put themselves in, because a lot of times they mess with outright gay men, and those gay men, they really want to be in relationships, right? But of course, those DL men are like, nah, I gotta keep up with the appearances. I can't. I'm not ready for all that. But those gay men are kind of like women in the way that they could get messy, and then you know what ends up happening? That gay man, he can only take it for so long before he's like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. It's either me or her. It's either me or her. And now that DL dude, he's spazzing out because he fears now you about to blow his cover, nigga. Yeah, they do that. Which is why I've always been so confused as to why do gay men mess with DL men, and then you know the game you're playing, and you know ultimately this man is not going to come out the closet. He's going to stay that way, and probably for good reasons, because you trying to force him to come out when psychologically he's just not ready for all that. You should have known that when you started messing with him. And you know, for the most part, a lot of these guys, they don't even want to be in actual relationships with another man. They just want the sex. They don't want. Exactly, Sean. That's exactly what it is. Especially in the black community, because a lot of those dudes, they want those thugs. They just like women. They want them thugs. They all like them thugs. Because they are the pinnacles of masculinity in the black community. No, they don't want father figures. They want thugs. That's what they want. Because the one thing that the gay black man and the black woman got in common is that they want that thug eggplant. They think that it's like an elixir to all their problems. They hit that right spot, and it's like going to the damn spa. It's like going to the damn chiropractor and getting their back cracked. No pun intended. Nah, that's the reason why they want them thugs. They want it. They want that. Yeah. Um, your favorite African bay. Man, it's a complete joke and no single pound loss. How do you know that? Why would you just make that assumption? And then you know what blows me about this? These are the type of black people. You know what I noticed too? And pay close attention to this. I have a lot of white followers and I have a lot of black followers. The only people who have been consistently bullying me on this idea that I haven't been losing weight or that they've been trying to, you know, taunt me and whatnot, it's only been black people, mainly black women. But it's mainly been black people, for the most part. But this is this is exactly what I'm talking about. But then these will be the same people. These will be the same people that expect grace, second chances, want everybody to coddle them, want handouts. The same people who they want you. They. It's bizarre. I've seen it too. Yeah, you've seen it, right? I don't understand why they are so obsessed with this. And I'm not saying it's all black people. Of course, it's not all black people. But it's enough to where, okay, clearly, there's a racial dimension to this. And I should say it's more so a cultural dimension to this. You saw that too, Sean, right? And then they lie. They outright lie and exaggerate, saying that I've been on this weight loss journey for a year, haven't lost a pound. Why even make that up and lie? Why even make that up and lie? Like literally, I started this weight loss journey back in the end of July. We are in now December. We're talking about less than 6 months. How much, but you know what? Let me just also say this. It's really sad because that's the narrative that's been going around exactly. And it's just so pathetic because, you know, one thing I've noticed about us in the black community, we really derive a lot of pleasure from the perception of other people suffering. I only really notice this in the black community. No other ethnic community really does this, by the way. I need you all to understand this. No other ethnic community makes it a thing to engage in this. Because you even see, even when you see the content creators going at each other, or like even like with the whole, like, y'all, they are making a whole controversy about the ghetto pop tarts, ghetto gastro, which I'm like, listen, I don't. Where's the controversy? Why? But it's so crazy to me. The incessant need to always just pull everything down. And growing up, I used to think that people were being very hyperbolic about this whole um, crabs in the bucket or crabs in the barrel mentality that's so pervasive in the black community. But it is so true. It is so true. And I'm going to say this because I do think that there are a lot of black people out there that need to hear this. Um, because it's not all black people. Because other black people clearly recognize this pathology, right? But I do think that to some extent you gotta put yourself in an environment where you're around other non-black people to really get a good, healthy understanding of what it's like to live in normalcy without all of the psychopathology, um, without all the weird vibes, the low vibrations. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, black culture is rooted in a low vibrational frequency. It is. It ain't nothing but struggle, suffering, um, scarcity mindset, limiting self beliefs, um, lack of a growth mindset, constant complaining, constant excuse making, um, constant just quarreling, bickering, entitlement. They always hit on Jackie Aina and other quiet luxury girls. And you know what's so funny? Let me tell you where that's coming from. Jackie, if you notice, pay attention how a lot of the luxury content girls are not light skinned, and a lot of them tend to be from different countries, Africa, Jamaica, whatever, or they live in the UK abroad, right? Let me tell you, a lot of black people have a lot of black Americans. Queen, are you Black American? What is your background? Because you peeped that, right? You peeped that. Many of these content creators who are making this luxury content, they tend not to be African American, right? Oh, you are African American to the core? Okay. I figured, but you pay attention to how a lot of these content creators, right? Like even Slim Kim, she's not that the girl who made the video about I love being skinny. She's not Black American. She's Nigerian. Pay attention to how a lot of those content creators are not Black American, right? And you notice, because I think Black Americans can kind of figure out or feel like this person is not Black American, there's always this underlying resentment and jealousy toward non-Black Americans because they hate the fact that, and we're going to be quite honest, a lot of African Americans are jealous of people from the Caribbean and from Africa because many people have immigrated over here and they have done remarkably well compared to African Americans. And that it's almost as if they've made us look bad. That's where a lot of this shit is coming from. Because I'll tell you straight up right now, because I grew up in a predominantly Afro-Caribbean neighborhood, and a lot of other Black Americans, they've been saying this shit since I was a kid. Oh, they think they better than us. They think they better than us. That is where that shit is coming from. And a lot of people who are Afro-Caribbean and people from Africa, they make it very well known to their children. Don't hang out with them or limit your friendships with them because you don't want that lack of aggressive work ethic or anti-intellectualism to rub off on you. It's going to hold you back. And they're not lying. They're not lying. They're not lying because there are Black Americans do not value education in the way that other groups do. They don't. They really don't. They don't. And I don't know why Black people just won't come out the gate and why we are still like sitting back just always externalizing and wanting to blame other people. But the truth is we do not value education the way that other ethnic groups do. We do not. We don't. We don't. And I have seen it firsthand because I used to work inside the school system, and I can tell you a lot of Black parents don't really understand that education is not babysitting. This is just not you dropping your kids off and then expecting the school system to do everything for your child. Learning still takes place at home. But what ends up happening is a lot of kids get off school, they come home, and the parents are just like, whatever. They watching TV on the phone, gossiping, smoking cigarettes, playing spades, or hanging out with a nigga. Because a lot of times these women, they ain't with the baby daddy. And then another thing is mediocrity. It is so pervasive amongst Black parents. Yo ass, let your ass bring home a C in a Black American household. Well, at least you tried. At least you know. you in an African household, you cannot bring home anything less than an A. You cannot bring home anything less than an A. Or even in a Caribbean household, they do not play that shit. They don't. They're very strict, conservative. They don't. They not listen. Them Caribbean parents out the gate, they telling their daughters, you gonna become a nurse, or you becoming you can't even listen. And especially Haitians, you can't. Oh, daddy, I want to become a lawyer. No, you're gonna go into medicine. And they ain't lying, cause they did not struggle. They immigrate to America for you to just pursue some. Oh, I'm trying to become an entertainer, or I'm trying to, do social work. No, you taking your ass to medical school, or you studying something that is going to be life changing for not just you, but even for your family. But niggas, man, I'm just glad that I graduated. I'm just gonna get me a job, man. I ain't doing all that shit. Why do you think African American people think they wait? Because of their parents and their grandparents, and a part of it too is selfishness. Because I'm gonna tell you where a lot of this shit stems from. I'm gonna tell you where a lot of this shit stems from. See, back in uh 1972, 73, 74, when your mama graduated from high school, grandma was like, you had your mama had dreams for going to college, but see, grandma was like, I ain't got the money for that. That educate that's expensive. I ain't got the money for that. You don't. Who can afford all that? Because they treated education like it was luck, right? I ain't got the money for all that. So when your mama Gloria got out of high school, by the time she graduated, mind you, her mama was like, "Girl, you better go down there and get you a job at the post office. Huh? Who gonna be paying for 4 years of education? Huh? Not me. I ain't got the money for that. I ain't got the money for that." And then, so what Gloria do? She went down there to the post office, got her a job. And see, back then, the government jobs, they was paying. They were paying. Gloria, she went down there to the post office. She got in good. And so when Gloria started having kids in 82 and 83, 84, by the time, now this could go two ways. You got one Gloria. Let's say this one Gloria, she in Baltimore, Maryland. This Gloria, she wanted to go to college, but life just lifed, and she couldn't quite pursue that dream, but she still made a way for herself. She worked her way up the ranks in the post office, became a post office manager. She retired making about 100 grand a year. But while she was working, her and her husband, they still wanted to make sure their kids had what they had. And, they may have not been, the most thorough when it came to education, but they were able to move out to the suburbs, somewhere in Bowie, Maryland, and got their son and their daughter into a good public school, good magnet school. Son and daughter did well. And they went off this. The son was educated enough to go off and got his degree in engineering, and now he works for Microsoft, making 250, 300K a year. He's married, got a wife. She's an attorney. She makes about 150 or whatever, and they're taking very good care of themselves. But that's not the common narrative. That's not the common story. The other common story is that Gloria, she worked her way up. She became, you know, supervisor. But her daughter Tanisha, Because Gloria's still kind of ratchet. Because that's another thing too. Gloria kind of ratchet. Gloria, she not with Glenn no more. Because Glenn was her first baby daddy, but Glenn took off after Tanisha was after Tanisha was born. And so Gloria, for the last 20 years or last 20, 25 years, she's single mom. She probably got remarried, and then Tanisha, you know, she didn't. She Gloria just focused on trying to find a new man. Gloria just focused on trying to just go to her job, do the bare minimum, get her check, come home, be on the phone with her sister gossiping about whoever cousin Pookie, Ray Ray, whatever, or she on the phone with a new nigga, cause Gloria she just like, and then meanwhile Tanisha, she, you know, get out my room, girl, go to your room. So Tanisha, she just there by herself, playing with her little doll. So when she's 7, 8, 9 years old, she's still girly. But when Tanisha started getting her little period, Gloria is still doing her own thing. And before she know it, she ain't paying attention to the fact that Tanisha, her hormones kicking in. Oh, see, another thing about this particular Gloria is that, see, this Gloria, she didn't go to the suburbs. This Gloria, she lived down in Dade County. So she making a little money working for the post office, but Gloria is still living in Opelika. And she got Tanisha going to all these inner city public schools. And then Tanisha 13 years old, mama kind of off doing her own thing. Still, because she's still chasing new dick. This time she done met a new man named Larry. So her and Larry, because she trying to find a stepdaddy. And so now Tanisha, she 13 years old and them hormones kicking in, and she just home by herself. But them hormones kicking in, them titties start getting bigger, hair start growing in that little coochie, and before you know it, Tanisha got a little boyfriend in the neighborhood, Jamarcus, and he is just so fine, he's so cute. But Gloria is like, child, they just friends. It ain't nothing to it. Cause Gloria she just focused on Larry. Cause Larry work at the post office too, and see, Larry got that long, Larry got that long leg. Larry got that long third leg, so Gloria is just all wrapped up in that, right? Larry, he been, well, Larry actually married. Larry got a whole ass wife at home and 2 kids, cheating on his wife with Gloria, right? And Gloria not even paying attention to Tanisha, because while she out there doing her thing, ripping and running around, Tanisha, now she 14, 15. Next you know, her and Jamarcus, they come over, they watching BET. They watching BET, Rap City. They watching 105 and what was it, 105 in Park. And next thing you know, Jamarcus is little Willie. Cause the hormones raging in him too. And they start kissing. He start touching her little titty. She start rubbing his little wee wee. And next thing you know, they in that living room hunching, not knowing what they doing, hunching. Oh, it hurt. Slow down. But it don't matter. And then later, she at school, Tanisha at school, she nauseous. Her whole entire world spinning. She ain't got no idea what's going on. Next thing you know, next thing you know, she throwing up. Next thing you know, she don't have no idea what's going on. And then Miss Jenkins, her English teacher, girl, what's wrong with you? Go talk to the nurse. So now she go down to the nurse, and Nurse Whitaker, come on, baby. Yeah, she on her baby fat jacket, yup. Come on, baby, let me go. What's wrong with you? You sick? I don't know what's going on. I just been throwing up for the last week or so. I think it's something I ate. I think I've been eating too many hot flaming Cheetos. I think it's some Doritos. You got a boyfriend, girl? Yep. No. I'm a wait. No. Miss Jenkins is like, you got a boyfriend? No, that's how she sounds. No, Miss Woody, you got a boyfriend? I mean, I do, but y'all have sex. You use protection, baby. Sound like you might be pregnant. Take this pregnancy test. Go on there to the bathroom, go pee on this thing. Hell. And now Tanisha, she didn't see none of that coming. She nervous. And she in that bathroom stall. She on that toilet, panties down on her ankles. She don't sit on that toilet, peeing on that little strip. She panicking, legs twitching, because she knows if that motherfucking line, them two lines pop up on that test, her mama gonna whip. Her mama, her mama gonna, Gloria gonna go the fuck off. Yeah. hmm She's sitting there twitching. That shit do show them two lines. She start crying, and now she in Nurse Whitaker's office. I can't believe I'm pregnant. I can't believe I'm pregnant. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm telling my mama. Do you know who the daddy is? That's Nurse Whitaker. Jamarcus Williams. That's your boyfriend, girl. That's your boyfriend, girl. That little ugly boy. That little ugly boy with them big eyes. That's your boyfriend. So now Miss Whitaker like, woo, girl, you got to tell your mama. You want to call? You want me to talk to her? No, no, I can't, Miss Whitaker. I can't, Miss Whitaker. Well, girl, I don't know what you gonna do. I don't know. I'll tell you. I don't know what you're gonna do, girl, but you gotta make a decision quick. You gonna, girl, you gonna have to make a decision quick, cause if you gotta go down to the clinic, they can take care of that girl. But see, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you what ended up happening. Eventually, Glory gonna go home one day, and she gonna be like, Tanisha, Tanisha! And Tanisha come out the room. She look pale. She nauseous. Why is my kitchen a motherfucking mess? All this shit. Girl. And she gonna take one good look at her. Cause now 2 weeks and gone by. See, Tanisha ain't said nothing yet. Girl, what's wrong with you? Something off about you. And I'ma find out. And then Glory go to bed one night. She in her room smoking her little cigarette. And then she hear Tanisha throwing up in the bathroom. And she get up, she got her moo on now. Newport hanging out her mouth. And then she gonna be like, little girl, is you pregnant? Yes, mama. Girl, who the fuck got you pregnant? I'm out here busting my motherfucking ass trying to take care of you and your little brother. And your little fast ass out here fucking with these little boys and shit. Bitch. But you know what Gloria gonna do? Gloria ain't gonna even take this girl down to the clinic. Bitch, since you wanna be a little grown ass bitch, you gonna have that motherfucking baby, bitch. You gonna have that motherfucking baby, bitch. Mm-hmm. Yup. Your little fast ass out here running around. Who the fuck got you pregnant? You gonna take care of this baby because we don't believe. And this where Gloria, now all of a sudden Gloria want to get religious. We don't believe in abortion in this house. Bitch, you gonna have that baby. You ain't gonna kill my grandson. You ain't gonna kill my grandbaby, bitch. Yup. And next thing you know, 5 months later, Gloria getting pulled out of school. And now Gloria, she down at the damn Hope South, the damn high school dedicated to teenage girls and shit. And Gloria, 15 years old, what a baby. She gave birth, and Jamarcus, him and his mama. Now, Jamarcus, his mama, she was a teenage mama too. But yeah, no, she getting her GED and shit. And then, let me tell you, Jamarcus, he running in and out the streets. And then before you know it, this nigga ain't even turned 18 yet. Hello? Uh, Miss Williams. Who is this? This is Jamarcus' mother. They done shot and killed Jamarcus. Oh, Lord. Oh! Yep. Oh! You know how the black ladies, how the black mamas, they get that bad news. That or Jamarcus. They done locked up Jamarcus. What he do? Home invasion. Him and his buddies broke into this old man's house and ended up shooting and killing an old man. Where the man in this story? Oh well, Jamarcus' daddy in prison. Um, Glenn, who got Gloria pregnant. Glenn live in Ocala, Florida, with his wife, but he don't. He just he make child support payments, and he a truck driver or he work for, but he don't have no real relationship with Tanisha. Hmm. Because Glenn also he remarried, but he a truck driver, which means that he probably got another family somewhere, probably in Georgia, somewhere in Atlanta, somewhere in motherfucking DeKalb County in Lithonia. That his other wife, Paulette, she don't know about it, cause uh, uh, Glenn, yeah, Glenn went one of his stops at one night. He went to that bar and met. Uh, he probably met a Marquita, a little young girl. Cause Glenn, by this point, Glenn like 45, 46, but he wants some young pussy. So he done met Marquita at a bar at the Elks Lodge or some shit. She like 23, 24, and got her pregnant, got her up in an apartment with two twins that don't nobody know about other than Marquita and her family. Cause she a little hood rat herself. But Glenn make enough money where he could, yeah, yeah. But I'm telling you, see, that's how these black family stories get. I'm telling you, this is all that drama you just heard me lay out. That's like 75, 85% of black families. That type of dysfunction and bullshit when they should just be worried about trying to get some education and trying to be stable. Cause see, and see the thing is, Gloria also low key got a resentment against Glenn for leaving her, but Gloria is just so hell bent on finding a new man. Cause the thing is, Gloria don't really even want to work. Gloria just doing this post office job because she got to, but she looking for a Captain Save a Hoe. She looking for a nigga to come take care of her and retire her. So she just bouncing around from man to man to man to man, looking for a stepdaddy for Tanisha and for um what's the name of her little brother? Tanisha and Durrell. Durrell. No, Demetrius. Yeah, Demetrius. But see, here's another thing about Demetrius. Gloria's she homophobic. So little does she know her son Demetrius, Demetrius, he just love to do hair. Demetrius, he sometimes be playing his mama's makeup without her knowing about it. And then see now by this point, Tanisha 15, uh Demetrius is like probably like 10, right? Now by the time Tanisha gets old enough where she pretty much gotta move because now at this point she going back and forth. Uh they're not really getting along at the moment, because that these black mother daughter relationships they always be dysfunctional for the most part. So Tanisha, she got to go move out, get her apartment on her own, trying to manage a job at Burger King and motherfucking Walmart or some shit like that, while she's still trying to figure out a way how she gonna stay enrolled at Miami-Dade Community College, so she could hopefully maybe get her RN degree, her associates. with a 4 or 5 year old. Yep, and hopefully her mama's like, girl, you better go down there and get you a Section 8 voucher, bitch. Get you some. Yeah, exactly. And so now by this point, Demetrius is 15, 16. And Demetrius is in high school. Now this the year 2004, something like that. And Demetrius, he a little pretty boy. He a little pretty boy. And he got him a little girlfriend. And he also got him a best friend. But see, little does everybody know, Demetrius, he could sing. He in the choir, he could sing. He a little pretty boy, he could dance. But Demetrius, he had a little crush on um, Markel. And Markel is, they hang out. They're always close. So, but eventually he breaks up with his girlfriend. Breaks up with Jasmine, and then him and now him and Markel, they close friends. Not and they gonna go to FAMU together and become roommates. They gonna come. But they could. The both of them, they still in the closet. But truth be told, when they was in high school, they started doing weird things together. Let me see it. Let me see it. You pull it out. Let me see yours. And they start touching each other. Next thing you know, yeah. And then they get into high school now. I mean, they get into college now. I'm sorry. Now they in college. And at this point, it's they making out in their dorm room and shit, or in their little housing, the little apartment they got together. Because they supposed to be best friends, but they really boyfriend and boyfriend. And next thing you know, finally, who will be the softer one in this situation? I'm gonna say Demetrius. Demetrius like, no, but then Markel is like, we ain't gonna let me put it in. We ain't gonna let me put it in. And Demetrius like, it's just gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Nah, I looked it up online. We just gotta use a little lube. So they get that lotion. They in their apartment. Telling you. But see, now here's the thing. Demetrius. No, I'm not gonna say Demetrius. I'm gonna say Markel. He trying to, you know, now by the sophomore year, right? Markel, he joins. He wants to join. He wants to pledge a frat, Alpha Phi Alpha or Omega or whatever. But he can't let the bros know that, yeah, I actually like, men, whatever. So now he gotta fake it. He gotta be all hard and whatnot, pretend like, and then now that's kind of creating a rift between him and Demetrius, because Demetrius, he ain't about that life. Demetrius just wants to continue to sing in the gospel choir in college because they both at FAMU now. So then they're not roommates no more. And they're not really cool like that anymore. But now see, Markel is acting like he ain't never did nothing with Demetrius, and so Demetrius is feeling a certain type of way, like fuck him. It's complicated, Joe. It's complicated. But by this point, Demetrius starts meeting other dudes. But Markel now he acting like he ain't never did nothing. That he gonna get him a little girlfriend. He go get, because him and the bros, they gotta act like they all, he's hard and whatnot. Demetrius is gay. Demetrius is gay, but he's still kind of on the down low. But he's starting to mess with other guys, and so uh, Markel, mind you, he done went out and got him a girlfriend. He's with what do you call it? What's the girl's name from this era? He's with Stephanie. Stephanie. And so him and Stephanie, they end up getting married because they became college sweethearts. Now, see, the thing is, Markel, for the first couple of years or so after they graduate, he ends up getting his business degree and shit. And now the both of them moved to Atlanta, right? Couple of years pass, and little does he know, Demetrius is in Atlanta too. But Markel got a whole wife and a kid on the way, and they run into each other at the gym. And then Markel is like, "What up, boy? I ain't seen you in a minute." Acting like they ain't never did nothing before in high school. Hey, what's up? What's going on? How's life? Whatever, right? Now, by this point, Demetrius never really fully got over this little tryst that they had going on in high school in their first year of college, right? But they both acting real fake about it until one day they start hanging out. They in the gym parking lot and they reminiscing about the good old times. And then that's when Demetrius got to be like, "So, do you really love her? Do you really love her?" "What you mean?" "I mean, you're just gonna forget about what we had going on?" "I mean, shit. I mean, I kind of forgot about that, man. I thought we was just kicking it. I thought we was just cool. I thought we was just playing around. I know you was serious like that." "Really, Markel? Really? Just playing around?" Like, and the next thing you know, Markel is like, "Yeah, but yeah, I've been thinking about that shit from time to time." Make a long story short, before you know it, see, the thing is, Markel is he he low key been thinking about this shit because he ain't have no relations or interactions. Because see, Markel is the type that when he was hanging out with his homeboys and shit, right? Or they would play basketball, go to the gym and shit. Markel was sometimes he take notice of dudes in them shorts. You can see they bulge, you can see they print, and he can't just help from time to time. He be thinking about that eggplant, and so at night, you know, when wifey is asleep, he go sneak off to the bathroom. He get on them sites, type in. Next thing you know, he pulling up that thug that seeing those two black dudes make out. And next thing you know, he in there making macaroni noises with his damn Vaseline or with his damn lotion. And as soon as he done, he 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 clear out their history. Nah, I'm talking this ain't no this before grinding. This is like 2008, 2009. So this is like, you know, whole different, we got smartphones, but they're not that advanced yet. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. Okay, because by this point, Markel is like 25, maybe. No, Markel is like 23, 24, something like that. Okay, so now him and Demetrius, they link up. Oh, his wife, they still have a healthy sex life, but see, this was shit gonna start changing. Markel and Demetrius, they hanging out at the gym. They were kind of slowly rekindling. Next thing you know, they in a sauna. Next thing you know, he sneak his hand off, put it under Demetrius's towel, and they in there just going right at it. They just, and this a third person might join in. So now it's three all in the damn sauna. Hmm. And now Demetrius and motherfucking Markel from time to time they gon' what was Markel's wife's name again? What did I call her? Stephanie. That was her name. Stephanie. Hey, I'm going out. I'm hooking up with some of the bros. Lying, lying. You going down to that motel. You going down to that hotel to be with Demetrius, because now Demetrius done caved, because he still never forgot about you. He still was someone in love with you. But see, Demetrius don't like women. He's totally wrist broken. But he still ain't out the closet yet. So now they thinking of going to the damn Holiday Inn, just getting it in, getting it in, and then eventually Demetrius, like a year goes by. Demetrius like, what are we doing? I can't keep doing this. I feel so guilty. You got a whole wife and kids. You see all this drama that I'm talking about. This is Black America. I'm not saying other groups, other cultures, but they got their drama. They got shit going on, whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all of all this, because it's just a lot of. Because even like with Markel, for instance, his daddy is you know, dad was kind of stern, and he would say shit about gay people, mama, but Markel will never, ever, 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 ever come out the closet. And he has no intention of breaking up with Stephanie. It would have to take something very dramatic to happen for all that to go down for Markel to be like, you know, for him to come to the realization that, I I can't keep lying. I can't keep doing this. That, or he gets caught up. The wife catches them. Wife finds something. Wife comes home one day. She checked the computer because she got to print out some damn directions, or she had to print something out. You know, I don't know. And then she goes to the browser history and she sees, what the fuck is this? She saw it, and then next thing you know, she can't. She can't just let it go. And that's when Markel is like, I'm struggling with demons. I've been trying. I'm struggling. And then she's like, okay, well, let's go to therapy. Let's go to church. Let's try to pray on it. Let's go to church. Yeah, because niggas, they gonna blame everything on demons. Because even Jasmine, I'm not Jasmine. Even Stephanie, she thinks it's demons. They just need to go to. They need to go to church. They just need to go to church. Go to therapy. Prayer. We're gonna pray on it. Go to church. And it works for like a year or two before eventually Markel starts having, you know, the urges never go away. So next thing you know, he had a damn motherfucking Gold's Gym over in Gwinnett County, And then he sees some light skinned dude with these green hazel eyes, broad shoulders, nice butt, hips, everything. And that nigga is just, he is losing his mind. And next thing you know, he just, he can't help himself. Spark up a conversation. Next thing you know, it's the same old story. Now, this could go a number of ways. It could be that this new dude, I'm gonna call him, is it that easy? Yes, it is that easy. Yes. Especially if you're already an attractive man. And one thing that people gotta realize is that gay men know other gay men. And it's almost like it's a weird type of kinetic energy that it gets put out into the universe that when these men are in certain spaces, once they make eye contact with one another, it's almost like they inevitably find themselves crossing paths. And next thing you know, they have a way of just sparking up conversation. And if the vibe is there, then it's going to lead to something. Because see, the other thing is, and this is what people need to realize, at the end of the day, these are men, and men are sexually charged. Okay, men are sexually charged all the time. Men's sex drives don't go down until the age of like 70. So, by this point, Markel is like 32, 33, and it's just year after year, these urges are just, they're intensifying. Because I'm going to tell you what else happens, okay? And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but that brain chemistry starts shifting. See, before Markel was kind of like 40, 60. I would say more like 35, 65. You know what I mean by that? He was 35, 65, meaning that 35% was when he was messing with other, dudes and stuff. But that 65%, he's still largely attracted to women. But the thing is, a lot of that has to do with social conditioning. A lot of that has to do with social conditioning. So then what ends up happening is you get older and then you start seeing more. And then especially when you're in a place like Atlanta, and you start seeing all these fine men, all these fine, built, drop dead gorgeous black men, tall, muscular, and you can only imagine what they got going on down there or whatever. And that's when that shit starts shifting. That's when by 32, 33, 34, that shit starts shifting. And next thing you know, Markel, he's more like 50-50. And Stephanie, she didn't tuck that shit off in the back of her mind because, they went to therapy, they went to church, they prayed on it, they got healed. He got saved, set, and delivered. His soul is set free. He doesn't have those urges no more, so he claims. But see, Stephanie, now she didn't have her third kid, and we're going to be quite honest, she hit a wall. She don't have that size 2 anymore. She like a size 18. Boob saggy. Her edges, they gone now. Face all bloated, back big. She got rolls. Not the same no more. And Markel is just managing. He do what he got to do to still keep up the illusions, but Stephanie can tell something is off. She knows, but she's in denial. I feel like it's a lot of black women that honestly they know this. They know that their husbands got something going on. They know their husbands. Because let me just say this: you read a lot of these dead bedroom stories, and the ones that I find most fascinating aren't the stories of the women who stopped having relations with their husbands. Relations with their husbands. That is, to me, that is very anticipated, and it's almost predictable if we're going to be quite honest, because a lot of women that I'll get into that in a second, but when it comes to a man not wanting to have relations with his wife anymore, you're going to have to ask some questions. You are going to have to ask some questions like, what is going on? Yeah, exactly, Briscoe. He tired. He's like, I want some eggplant. I want some banana. I'm tired of, I'm tired of the meow. I want some banana. But here's the thing, right? If Stephanie doesn't know already because he got caught, but let's assume that he hasn't got caught yet, right? She's still very much oblivious to all of this. And if we're gonna be quite honest, if we're gonna be quite honest, hold on for a second, guys. If we're gonna be quite honest, right? Stephanie gonna try to make that shit work. She knows something going on, but cause she's too afraid of loneliness. And her self worth is shot because after she had that third kid, her body ain't snapped back like she thought it would, and she trying everything in her power. Well, she may not necessarily be trying, because she may not even necessarily even care. She know her body ain't the same no more, but she tried a few diets. She tried this, but she just feels like, I it is what it is. We just getting older now. But see, what starts fucking with her is when Markel isn't them the love making them went from it being every other day, every couple of days, to now once a month. Well, twice a month, then a once a month. The next thing you know, she's like, "What's going on?" Now she all in her head. She all insecure because she's just like. And then what she will do is she'll go and she go back to the gym. She lose like 40, 50 pounds. She kind of get her body back, but that still don't do nothing more for Markel, because Markel don't want you no more, baby. Markel wants Victor. Markel wants that he wants that light brown skinned man with that curly hair, those hazel eyes, those broad shoulders, and that plump booty. He don't want you, baby. He doesn't want women, period. And I feel like, you know, a lot of these dudes, a lot of these guys, I think it's a lot of men out there like this. It's probably like 40% of men. I would say 35% of men. I would say it's about 35% of men. And that's sad because she probably looks great when she gets back in shape. Probably, but doesn't matter because he don't want Stephanie no more. Probably, but doesn't matter because he don't want Stephanie no more. Sorry about that, guys. Can you guys hear me? 35% of men. What exactly? Oh, 35% of men that are bisexual or MSM. What exactly? Oh, 35% of men that are bisexual or MSM. They have physical attraction to men. They're just not going to admit it. They're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit to that. They're not going to admit it. Bi. I don't think it's as many gay men out there as people would like to believe. I think it's just bisexuality is more common than what people are led to believe. I think a lot of people want to believe that it's a small, no, that shit is more like 30%. That shit it's a huge number. And you know what really what made me wake up to this and realize this has to be the case? When you look at the stats on the amount of gay corn that is consumed in the United States, it is a very large industry. By if you like boys, you gay. And this is it's this very mindset right here. This is what we need to talk about. It is this very mindset right here that keeps this alive. This is the problem. And this only exists in context of the black community. So many black women are inadvertently harming themselves by being this outright homophobic and biphobic. There are, and the hypocrisy is that, and even in Insecure, they had a whole entire episode about this, where one of the dudes admitted to being that he did something with another man, but he said I was experimenting, but she could not in her mind put that out. Like, she just was so turned off and so disgusted by it. But then one of the other friends was like, but what about when women do it? Well, that's different. And that's the thing. You get on Facebook and you see all of these women just openly talking about how they, at one point in time, them and their best friends ate each other's kitty cat, or you're like, what in the hell? Y'all out here whole ass having full on sexual experiences with women. But that's okay. That's cool. But a man does it. No, that doesn't exist. Either you're straight or gay. That's stupid. That is just downright stupid. You got to get out that mindset. It's only harming. And then these women end up being so disappointed and just so fucked up in the head when they find out that they're baby daddy. It's like they can't just believe it. They can't wrap their heads around it. And then they demonize these men. They make it seem like you ruined my life. You did this, you did that. No. You know why he did that? You know why Markel did that? Because all Markel's life, he heard his mama. just talk nasty and horrible about gay people behind her. But you got a friend who's gay, or you got a brother, uncle, whoever's gay, but, well, that's different. That's my brother. That's different. That's my brother. You like boys, you okay? But why do you even have to phrase it as if, why are you even asking me if I'm okay? Like, it's almost as if you're implying that's somehow or another a mental disease, or it's a plague, or like, and this is the problem as well. Like, everything is a black woman's fault. I mean, no, not necessarily. No. But I think the thing is that type of rampant homophobia. Why are these men internalizing these types of beliefs? Because they're not getting that from other men. I can promise you that. Remember, 70% of black households are led by who? Single black women. Black boys are spending the vast majority of their time amongst other black women. And they're hearing this. And y'all are in the comments being homophobic, but yet you're in denial about it. That's the funny part. That's the irony. You were literally in the comments perpetuating homophobia, biphobia. But then they turn around and then don't want to take account. Like you saw the other day when Jada, whatever her name is, Jada Cheeves, when her son did that split on the ground. You saw that, and you saw her reaction. You saw her reaction that she had. What did she do? She pretty much, this boy is not even, he probably don't have a conceptualization. He did a little innocent dance, and he did like a split on the ground. It was like a banana peel where he threw his leg up in the air. Now, granted, it obviously was a learned dance, but this kid was so young. He probably doesn't even understand what he even did. Like, and then she automatically jumped to, don't ever do that again. She is so problematic. Yeah, she is. She really is. Her, what's the other? Carisha. I've heard them say some of the most insane shit about this very topic. Well, my son ain't gonna be gay. She literally, I heard Carisha say that on the Breakfast Club. Well, my son ain't gonna be gay. That Ari chick too, yeah. It is so insane to me. I even had a friend recently tell me, but Saucy, her best friend, that's what she said. And then that's even when Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy, they were like, but your best friend is gay, so she was like, well, that's different. And that's how they do. That's how they really do. Well, it's different. See, they make exceptions for their discrimination. But you even see this played out on TikTok. You literally, even Saucy himself said if he had a son, he wouldn't want him to be gay. Yeah, I heard him say that too, which is so insane to me, because I'm like, sir, how do you even have control over that? How do you even have, you can't control that. That is not for you to decide. But I even had a friend recently, quote unquote. We had this very discussion, right? And this bitch had the nerve to tell me, oh no, gay, you learn how to be, people learn how to be gay. Now this is somebody who prides herself in being so smart, and she swears that, like, you know, she's so, you know, she's so knowledgeable and this, that, and the third and whatever and blah, 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 blah. But no. It could be controlled no, trust me, it cannot be controlled. You don't learn how to be gay. That is a brain thing. Nobody wakes up choosing their sexuality. You don't choose your sexuality. And we know this because we see it in nature. We see it with other primates. We see it with other animal species. But somehow, some way, human beings think we are so different from animals. Sir, you are an animal. You are a human species. You are a species. You are a primate. But this means I tell him not to blame black women for his problems. I mean, why? I mean, I'm so confused. What do you mean blame black women for his problems? I think you're misconstruing what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this rampant homophobia that exists in the black community is also largely being proselytized by black women. It is something that where else are young black kids and black boys in general getting these very horrid homophobic takes from? I'm not saying they're not hearing it from their fathers, because they're peddling this too. Don't get me wrong. I want to make this very clear. The men are doing this too. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just all on women, right? But what I'm saying is that, especially if you grew up in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, I'm telling you, especially if you're my age, I'm telling you, some of the shit you would hear women say, black women, it's just horrible. Horrible. And one thing a black woman would do, I'm telling you, I've seen this play out so many times to the point where it's almost predictable. You ever seen a black woman get into an argument with a gay man? That's when all of that shit comes out. All of that shit come out. That's why you gay. That's why your ass, you gonna get HIV. You gonna get AIDS. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's more your expense. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Trust me. I have been listen, y'all gotta understand something. I'm also a writer, and I have a huge black woman audience. And I'm in these groups. I know, listen, I test focus all this shit. Listen, I'm telling y'all, this shit, y'all are very two-faced when it comes to this very situation. Homophobia is just really big in the black community, and it's very rampant amongst both black men and women. That's all I'm saying. But most black men, everyone was homophobic back then, because HIV don't mention black women when they had the most affected. And you're right. I do think that there was some collective trauma from that, if we're going to be honest, because a lot of black women were getting affected because of men. So I'm not even going to sit up here and deny that. So you most definitely have a valid point when it comes to that. So, but even I'm telling you, even in today's society, I'm telling you, that shit is so rampant and it is so nasty. Is it changing? It is. But we're seeing this change. We're seeing this literally play out. We are literally seeing this play out in what do you call it? Even with these TikTok beefs. We're seeing it played out even with these TikTok beefs. God don't make his sons gay. That's blasphemy. Well, that's the problem. You believe in God. God is not real. That's your problem. That's your number one issue right there. You believe in religion, organized religion. God is not real. They calling Shaquille gay too. Like I thought y'all were pro LGBTQT. No, but that's what I'm exactly. This is what I'm saying. God is not real, sweetie. I hate to break it to you. It's not real. It's not real. You're just here the inner monologue in your voice. It's not real. It's not real. That's something else too that's ruining the black community too. Religion, that shit, I'm telling you. That shit, the way that shit has a grip over the black brain. God ain't real, baby. God is not real. It's not. And then a lot of women, let me tell you guys something. Now that it's late, and I know she ain't up. My cousin, I talked to my cousin. My cousin is losing her mind because of religion. My cousin, I talked to my cousin because some shit going on with my cousin. Ooh. She losing her mind. She is losing her mind. She thinks, she talking about she done reconvened with my ancestors. She done heard my grandmama Rosa May. She goes into trances. She's hear voices. I'm like, that's spiritual psychosis. Well, I don't think she used TikTok, to be honest with you, but is that what your mom was talking about during Thanksgiving? How did you know that? I was on did I talk about that? But yes, yes. I talked to her, my cousin, she swears she done seen UFOs. I'm telling you, religion is literally ruining black people's brains. God is real. We are all made with purpose. Okay, what's the purpose? And you do realize that by you having a purpose, that means you have no free will. And what is the purpose of you even existing in the first place? Why do you need to exist? You don't have free will. You don't. Not if you have a purpose. You think you have free will, but you don't. That's actually a cognitive bias, by the way. A lot of human beings think we have free will. You don't. Quan, how you write those books and you got this homophobic audience? You asked to be here. Spiritual psychosis. Wellbutrin. Ativan. Well, maybe not Ativan. Zoloft. We'll take care of that, baby. Here y'all go. Here y'all go. Here y'all go. And then this is the thing that blows my mind. You guys see this? You see this right here? It's almost like this is the most predictable script. And it always comes from the same demographic. A black woman who was homophobic and religious. Like, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Right? Like clockwork. Because they don't have anything else to come back with to refute any of the points that I am making. And they automatically can't help it but to go right toward wait. But then they, in the same breath, want people to show them grace. Give them second chances. Show them compassion. You don't understand black women. You don't understand all that we've gone through. This is, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not lying when I tell you. Listen, it's already hard as it is, I guess, but I, mm-mm, no, mm-mm, no. Have I ever dated outside my race? No, I haven't. Like, it is almost, I don't know where you live, but it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning here, and you are on a random TikTok live, and you are, which, and then here's the other thing. This is the thing that blows my mind, right? This is the thing that blows my mind about this particular demographic, okay? They resort to these childish antics, and it reinforces everything that even Shahrazad Ali said. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but even she said it. Even she said it. I'm going to play the clip because it came out of her mouth. It's coming from another black woman. And again, it ain't all black women, but I'm going to play this. Hold on. Yeah, you are a stereotype. I mean, you even a nail, what do you call it? A nail and lash tech. I mean, you just, I'm going to play this clip. Shahrazad Ali. Hold on.
I hear you, brother. This is what you have to remember. The average black woman in America don't get no older than about 14. So just talk to her and deal with her like you dealing with a 14-year-old. Don't come at her like you dealing with an equal, because she's not going to be able to accept that. You got to go way back. And we cut off at about 14 or 15. We don't develop and mature no further until we get some new information and accept some different information. Look at a lot of my lectures on YouTube. People have put everything I got out there just about. They rob me every day. So go and look those up and listen to some of those, and they're in short enough clips that you'll be able to get some information and be able to share that with her. Because I give it out really straight and really direct, and I give us useful tools that we can use every day like you're talking about. But if you love her, and she gonna...
So when I see all those beefs on TikTok, when I see all those women going back and forth, doing all that beefing and arguing, and it brings me right back to being in a dysfunctional high school somewhere in the inner city. Because it also makes me realize, and it's not, let me also clarify this, okay? What she said about women, she ain't lying, but it's the same thing for a lot of black men too. A lot of black people, they got really arrested development. They really do. They really do. And when she said that, now granted, her message was more so targeted towards women, right? Black men, they got that shit too. But because and here's the thing that blows my mind. When people make these jokes, or they think they're jokes, it's like, y'all still doing that? That's why you can't lose no weight. Have you not looked around the rest of the American population? 75% of the American population is overweight, sweetheart. 80% of black women are overweight. So I don't know what you got going on, or what world you live in. But what I was gonna say is that okay, so you want a cookie for losing weight? Overweight don't equate to fat though. What? That's another problem right there. And I heard, listen, it was a chick. Did I download this video? It was this lady on TikTok, this black lady. She was doing a podcast interview. She literally said, I'm not fat. I'm just well fed. I don't be eating no McDonald's. I be eating lobster tails and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, bitch, you are overweight. Like, and here's the thing that be blowing my mind about black people and their defiance when it comes to this very issue. We look so stupid. Now, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. We look so fucking stupid. I had this epiphany about, I would say about a good year ago. We really, like, one thing I have come to realize, when you're black, we are already seen as not being as intelligent, right? And so then when you combine that with being overweight, let me tell you something. You guys ain't seen racism. You ain't seen racism until you get on X. And let me tell you, white people are really, really beginning to show and express how they really feel. What's up, Emo? Some of the things, some of the jokes, some of the memes that I have seen over the last couple of months, and how they're essentially being platformed and mainstreamed by big accounts with millions of followers, and just seeing the people just engage, man. Do I think that black women suffer from some form of depression? You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you. It's not black women, it's black people, period. Our culture is rooted. It is a culture that is just heavily steeped in the deepest forms of anti-intellectualism. And because of that, right, when you combine that with this propensity towards religiosity, what it does is it creates, or really I should say it magnifies, just all these cognitive distortions and biases that human beings already have. And essentially what ends up happening is a lot of black people are walking around here with a lot of mental illness, a lot of undiagnosed mental illness. And it ranges. It's and most of this mental illness, it was probably already there because of other environmental stressors, but it gets compounded because of this deeply entrenched anti-intellectualism, which also breeds this rejection of science, rejection of therapy, rejection of psychiatry, rejection of dealing with things in a very scientific manner, right? And a lot of black people, they refuse to acknowledge that most of these problems that exist in the black community have very direct and clear-cut scientific explanations that can easily be solved by basic medical intervention, therapy, and disentangling your mind from the hocus pocus, from religion, from And what ends up happening is we're continuing to double down on it. Like even right now, you're seeing a lot of younger black people abandon organized religion, mainly Christianity, and they're just replacing it with another form of religion in the form of new age spirituality, astrology. um it's like we're constantly looking for some sort of external power to give us hope or the drive or the cheat codes necessary to master life. And the reality is that you're not going to get it from religion. You're not going to get it from spirituality. We live in a capitalistic society in the West. Like, you have to play the game of this society, and that means that you have to pursue education, top quality education, and you got to go either start a business or get into a high paying profession and play the game that, which essentially are the rules laid out by white society. I mean, it's not that hard, to be honest with you. It really isn't. But this anti-intellectualism that's just so deeply entrenched in the black community, it has so many black people like constantly making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, to the point where so by the time so many younger black people realize it, they get to an age, they're in their 30s and they're in their 40s, and the compounding of this relentless bad decision making, it catches up with you to the point where you start realizing that you fucked up. But then what ends up happening is cognitive dissonance kicks in. And rather than blame yourself and take accountability, right, you blame white people. You blame racism. Yeah. You start blaming other people. You can't, it's like, and I used to see that. I used to be, and I'm only saying this because I used to be this way. But I talk to so many younger people now, and I'm like, you got to get out of your head about that. You got to stop making everything about race. You got to stop. Yeah, it's a form of emotional dysregulation, right? And it's that level of paranoia and this animosity toward white people, which I'm not saying, to some extent it might be justified given the historic of course racism in society. But at what point do you realize that, not that we have to just move beyond it and just, but we have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Like, we have no other choice. You have to deal with it, right? But you got to deal with it. Because what are you going to do? What else is, what is the alternative? Right? It's the reality. Like, we have to deal with it. And we cannot deal with it in a manner in which puts you at odds. Puts you in harm, I'm sorry. We have to adapt. But the reality is that so many of us, we just, so what ends up happening is you just have this constant maelstrom of just the, you know, the compounding of just all of these cognitive biases and distortions, that it really creates this level of, it's us versus them. And here's the harm in that form of thinking. You're also assuming that all black people see the world the same way, and they don't. So now you are obligating other black people to see the world through your lens. And they don't, and they won't. So what are you going to do? Yeah, the learned helplessness has gotten worse. Yeah, and let me tell you what's enabling that. Social media. Because what social media is very good at doing is giving a group of disgruntled younger black people a platform to echo out in a very educated way. Yeah, exactly, Cyrus. Marketing our low self-esteem. And then everybody is pretty much patronizing this collective sentiment where they're just sitting on TikTok and Instagram, but mainly on TikTok, and you literally are now getting fed just a constant like flow of content that is reinforcing all of these horrible beliefs and biases, and just creating this narrative in your head that it's like the world is just so against us, that there's all this racism. Yeah, mad at gastro but not in school, right? Like when I saw, at first I was so confused. I'm like, what is everybody talking about? And then I realized they're talking about these Pop-Tarts, and I'm like, why are you getting out? I mean, if that's their marketing, that's their marketing. It is what it is. I agree with you, Cyrus. I definitely agree with you. It really does boil down to mindset. And a lot of black, and you cannot, let me tell you something. You cannot have this conversation with the vast majority of black people, because they're going to call you a coon, a sellout. They're going to say that you're being extremely dismissive of this, of that. You could get paperback copies on Amazon, Ashley. Yes, you can. I have them on the TikTok shop too. Mad at ghetto gastro, but be doing the most ghetto shit. Right? That is another thing that is blowing my mind. How do you get mad that this company has chosen that for their marketing, when the vast majority of black culture is ghetto? If we're going to be quite honest, most black culture is ghetto. It is. Black middle class culture is not the norm. We got to, and that's something else that no black people don't want to admit to. It's in today's society. Most of those stereotypes are rooted in some collective truth. The average black person is not in school getting a master's degree, working in corporate America, just like having stable families and stable relationships. No, the vast majority of black people live in inner cities and hood adjacent communities. The mainstream black culture is the ghetto. So when I see people then turn around and make all these think pieces about, you know, oh, this is a misrepresentation of us, and people are making a caricature out of our culture, and I'm like, excuse me, let's stop the bullshit. The most popular forms of media in black culture all stem from the inner city, from the hood. Look at the leading black television shows. All of them are based on strippers, drug dealers, violence, power, and the whole entire universe with power. Snowfall, all the Tubi movies, BMF, all these shows are essentially just an extension of urban culture, ghetto inner city culture, and the worst aspects of it. The Shy. Popular leading television, black television shows. We're not in control of our image. Our popular music culture used to be soul jazz. That's not true. All of these platforms, listen to me when I tell you, and I know this firsthand because I know a lot of producers and I know a lot of people who work in Hollywood, and I'm telling you firsthand, these white people are not making these decisions without consulting with black people. And the white folks, these corporations that fund most of this programming, you got to understand, there are gatekeepers in Hollywood that work at these multinational corporations, NBC, CBS. They know what sells in Black America, and this is what Black America wants. This is what they want to watch. They have tried on many different ways, different occasions, to push a different type of black content to Black America. And it doesn't work. It falls short of delivering its promise, because at the core root of what Black America craves is storytelling that they can relate to. And what can they relate to? Hood ghetto shit. P-Valley. Like I said, all the 50 Cent shows. Right, white people don't write these stories. Black folks love negative programming. Exactly, this is what I'm trying to say. All these shows are literally written by black people, black executive producers. The head producer on the whole Power universe. But we love shows like The Cosby Show back in the day. Well, remember, that is because back in the day, you had a handful of respectable Negroes, the black bourgeoisie, who were trying to push this programming. And keep in mind, we're talking about a time when we're talking about broadcast TV. There was a finite amount of resources. And most of those resources were given to pretty much the black elite, the bourgeoisie, who were doing their best to present and curate the type of culture that they felt should best be presented to the rest of the world. But I'm going to drop something on you too. Back then, black people were trying to make that content. You know what happened? A lot of black people back then were pushing back against it. But they inevitably got their way. They did. I mean, rap music. And then that fueled a whole entire rise in, remember all the gangster movies of the early 90s? Menace to Society. Push back against what? They tried to push back against a lot of the programming that was coming from the inner city, that was coming from people who were rappers, people, a lot of black people back in the late 80s and the 90s, they were adamantly against hip-hop culture. They were not with that at all. You don't remember in Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Thuggish Ruggish Bone, in the very beginning? We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs. It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. That was a real clip from a real pastor from a church. That was literally so common back in the early 90s. Darnell, don't you look old enough to be older than me? So you already know. I don't know if that's your real profile picture, but You already know how it was in the early 90s. Nobody was feeling rap music like that. That shit was still very much on the fringe. And a lot of these rappers today, the ones who we consider to be the godfathers of the hip-hop industry, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. I remember even I remember being, because Tupac died in 96, right? And I was 12 years old when he died. And I'm telling you, I remember I Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had a Bone Thugs and Harmony CD that I spent some money on, right? For my allowance. And let me tell you, I had some cousins coming in town to visit, and my dad, he at the time was playing gospel music. I mean, he was playing for his church. He was my dad was a gospel musician, and my Bone Thugs and Harmony CD was in the record player. I mean, in the CD system, and he went to go turn on the CD, turn on the stereo to get ready for rehearsal, and that shit started playing. That Bone Thugs and Harmony. And that they were talking about Sherm and all types of drugs and stuff. My dad said, "Kobe, get out here." When I got out there, yeah, it was sounding scary, demonic. Man, I saw that CD in his hand. He literally pulverized it. And now that I'm his age, I get why he did that. Because no kid has no business listening to that type of music. But look at where we're at today. Who is making all of this motherfucking music and platforming it? And I hate the whole narrative that, oh, it's the Jews are pushing. It's the Jews. I reject that. The Jews aren't in the record booths recording this music. They're not the producers. They just have created the platform. And trust and believe me, if rap starts declining in sales and popularity, they're going to move on. They don't have any allegiance to the rap music. They'll have an allegiance to the motherfucking dollar. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. But I see so many black men trying to blame Jews, and I'm like, but who's creating the fucking music? They're not using black, but see, that's what I'm saying. They're not using us. I hate that narrative. How are they using us when these kids literally are the ones? Not even kids, these damn it's men, grown ass people. Black people have a choice. Can we talk about when they do make a different music? Like, hey, but, and you are so right, Peekaboo Bay. Because there are plenty of black musicians out there that do not make that type of music, and black people do not buy it. Just like there are a whole bunch of black indie filmmakers and black filmmakers that make a whole bunch of non-urban content, non-hood content, and black, oh, that shit boring. I don't want to watch that shit. Look at how they're not supporting Willow. Exactly. I'm telling you. They tell them what to put in their song. No, they don't. No, they don't. I'm telling you, they don't. Listen, they have no... How can they tell them what to put in the songs when these kids are literally rapping about beefs that are happening in the streets? How would these white... How would these white music executives know about the beefs that are happening in certain neighborhoods in Chicago? I'm not missing the point, because I don't think you all realize how this industry works. It is not 1992. You don't have to go get CDs manufactured. These kids are making this music in their apartments. They got whole booths, whole production studios set up that gang members go out, they rob, kill, steal, scam, do whatever they got to do to finance making production studios. But how are they profiting, though? It's no like I mean they're profiting, but you're making it seem like their whole entire there are other genres of music that they're profiting. They're profiting from music, period. They're profiting from it all, whether it's pop, rap, jazz, soul, electronica, EDM, and newsflash, rap is not making money like that. It's not. Black musicians aren't at the front and center of the music industry like you think they are. They are not making money like that because guess I had to be the bearer of bad news. That's not only is it in decline, but black people are not spending the money on music artists like that. They're not. Let me tell you something. Y'all, look at Taylor Swift. Listen, it is so many white artists out there making a ton of motherfucking music out there. You ain't, and then you know what blows my mind? And black people love doing this shit. Every year when they had these major award ceremonies, right? And you hear about all of these artists that get nominated. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard that. Who is that? They do, not only do they do this with the damn music, they do this with movies. A black movie gets nominated for an award, it doesn't win. Yeah, the outrage ever. You notice that, K2? I'm like, wait a minute. Just because you ain't never heard of such and such and such don't mean that people are not listening to it. You just want to listen to your limited selection of music. Those are your tastes. It's a whole world out there that does not revolve around black people. And that's something else too. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but black people need to wake up. We are not the center of the universe. And I noticed that too. I think black people seem to think that this country is 50-50. That it's half black, half white. It is not. We are a minority. We only make up 12.7% of the U.S. population. We are not the majority culture in this. We're not. We're not. Now, I'm telling you right now, you're talking about we are the blueprint, but we have no power. Baby girl, we ain't the blueprint. Trust me, these white folks do not care. Let me tell you guys something. And I think that if you're black, you need to understand something. If white people if they could use their fingertips, if they could snap their fingertips to make us disappear, they would. They have gotten out of us what they've already needed. We have no value, no purpose, no nothing to contribute to white society. There ain't nothing collectively. White folks were the largest consumers of gangster rap at one point, so we're not driving. Exactly. But let me just say this. Okay? They're the largest consumers of it, but when you look at the total tally of the amount of music that's being produced and what's selling and what's not selling and where the money is at, because remember, the money is not in the actual streams. The money is in the merchandise. The money is in the concerts. You do not make money off of selling music anymore. You don't. And the people who do actually buy albums, the people who actually still buy media, physical media, they ain't black. Because we ain't got no money. And white people are the smallest percentage in the world. But here's newsflash, Briscoe. Who you think got all the money? White people do only make about 7 to 8% of the world's population, but who you think got all the money? Why do you think YouTube doesn't pay well when you get viewers from overseas? Why do you think that is? Because the consumers in overseas, they don't have the discretionary income like Americans do, like white Americans do. They got most of the money off colonization. No, they don't. No. 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 Listen, y'all, we live in their world. This is a white man's world. It's their world, y'all. This is what exactly what I'm talking about. Niggas do not want to assimilate. I wish I would have assimilated. I wish I would have assimilated. You think the USA is the world, but the US is the largest consumer economy. This is the point that I'm trying to make. There, and listen, here's something else too. No, I did not assimilate. I did not assimilate. If I assimilated, I would not be on TikTok live at 2:30 in the morning talking to you all. The U.S. is a small part of the world. Yeah, but see, again, I don't think you realize the vast majority of people around the world, they don't even have no money. You think that people in all of that, listen, if you were to add up, right, exactly, majority rules, if you were to add up all of the countries in Africa and a vast majority of Asia, they still won't even come close to the discretionary spending power of the average American. Everybody named Mama in Japan broke, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people across the world do not have money, man. Your ass is in a miracle. Listen, Americans got the most money. We got the money. We don't got that. We don't got them crazy European taxes. What gives the American the buying power? We have the largest consumer economy. We buy a lot of shit. We literally buy a lot of shit. I don't know what's so hard to understand, but it's basic. See, hey, I'm not trying to be funny, Briscoe, but I tell you this. But everything you're saying, this is a result of not going to college. Because if you would have taken some damn courses in macroeconomics, you would know this. You got to take you some courses in macroeconomics, man. You can have all the money in the world, but you were successful, but you don't know basic macroeconomics. This is basic economic, like, history. Listen, it's not a matter of you don't know more. You might know a lot more about certain things, but you don't know everything, obviously, because clearly you don't know that the U.S. economy is the largest and most powerful in the world. Who do you... Right, this is what I'm saying. Get off TikTok. And then, you know what the problem with your generation is? You all conflate money with knowledge. And it's a very dangerous setup, because here's the thing. Having a whole bunch of money is cool and all, right? But part of the reason why, and I'm not trying to be funny, why you probably have such a strong distaste or hatred of white people, it's probably because you know that you don't have enough education in order to truly blend into white society and have a conversation. Because I can tell you right now, let me tell you something. Again, having a whole bunch of money doesn't mean anything. Because as soon as you open your mouth and you don't know what you're talking about, they're going to make you feel so little. They're going to make you feel so little. Because you send them here and say education doesn't matter, school doesn't matter. That is a projection. You credentials in America matter. You people will judge you based on, just like how I said looks matter, education matters. And just going to any old regular school ain't gonna cut it. I can tell you right now, you will get so. What do you mean? I'm not talking about typical American. Listen, dude. Listen. There are people who literally are coming to America specifically to go to Ivy League schools. Literally. You put white people on a pedestal. Sir, you live in... I don't know, newsflash, white people are on a pedestal. This is the whole point that I'm trying to get you to understand. They are on the pedestal. They own the pedestal. They are on top of the pedestal. They are on the throne. They own all of this shit. What are you talking about? White people, they are the this is the world. What are you talking about? Who makes the most money in the United States in terms of what? Black emotionalism. Here we go. Are you talking about like American Indian households having the highest salaries? Sir, listen. Do you not realize that the vast majority of people who own most of the wealth in the stock market are white people? And then you're hyper-focusing in on a minority. You think Indian Americans are a minority. They're more of a minority than black people. The vast majority, America was 65, almost 70% white. It still won't... What do you mean that says a lot about... What are you talking about? That doesn't say anything about white people. They just vast majority of people who live in America are white. So there are going to be a lot of poor white people and working class, middle class white people. But the most powerful, the richest people who live in America by concentration of wealth are white. How is this hard to understand? America's a white man's land. Yeah, I mean... It's a low IQ, Quan, trust me. Yeah, because... I don't know why you're disputing facts, though. Who do you think owns all the wealth in America? You think that Indian Americans, who only make up probably what? 3% of the U.S. population own the vast majority of wealth in the United States. They inflate their numbers by including Arabs and Hispanics and white cats. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No. No, they don't. There are a lot of white people that live in America. And there's not even that many Arab Americans in the United States. It's not. And Hispanics only make up 20% of the United States population. This is a mass level of denialism. White owns all the football, basketball, and hockey leagues, and that's just a portion. The vast majority of farmland in America is owned between white people and the Chinese. Chinese foreign investors. But who's the largest? I think one of the largest landowners in the United States is Ted. What's his name? The guy who started CNN, Ted Turner. I don't think you understand how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to white people. What are you talking about? I'm confused. There's no rabbit hole to understand. These are basic facts of economics. You could just go online and type in, like, just, I mean, these are just basic facts. Who do you think owns the vast majority of U.S. stock wealth? Who do you think owns the vast majority of land? Farmland, commercial real estate, residential real estate? Sir, white people are at the top. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. You just said I just put white people on the pedestal. But what's your argument? You're not making an argument. I'm confused. Right, banks. All these financial institutions are literally owned by predominantly white stockholders, large investors. Warren Buffett. If you just look at the list of all the billionaires that are in the world, the vast majority of them are white, and most of them are white American men. I had to be the bearer of bad news, man. I'm not putting white people on the pedestal. White people are the pedestal. They own the pedestal, and they're at the top. I don't know why you have a hard time understanding this. I don't know. You must live somewhere in Florida, like in Miami or somewhere. Or you must live in motherfucking, what do you call it? Atlanta. Where you live at? Because you clearly are around. Yeah, it's a circular argument at this point, because it's not even an argument to be made, because clearly you're not even arguing with facts. You're just arguing with just, I don't know what you're arguing with, but we can move on. But I don't know why people are we are a minority. Well, they did destroy everything black people tried to build on their own. Emotionalism, exactly. Real natural essence, exactly. Emotions, yeah, because I ain't fighting it, man. I am not fighting it. Answer what is your question again? Answer it. I mean, ask me the question. Yeah, it never fails. Real natural. People can't handle uncomfortable truth, right? And that's when I'm like, how is it even uncomfortable? Because you've got to make peace with this. This is some shit that you're born into black society already understanding that white people are objectively at the top. So I don't know why this is so hard to wrap our heads around. I mean, and to even live in this level of defiance, I think this is part of the issue too, that like we can't accept the fact that this is the reality. Like, we know it's a reality, but we just don't want to accept it. Like, I think this is one of the reasons why there's so much of this this culture of defiance in the black community, where I'm like, it's not even serving us. White people are at the top, man. They are at the top. They are not, I'm not putting them on a pedestal. I'm acknowledging that they are the pedestal. They are on the, they literally are the pedestal. They control the pedestal. Black people are essentially powerless in this country. We ain't got a damn pot to piss in. My mama always used to say this growing up. Black people are so poor, we can't even afford the O and the R in the word poor. And the statistics bear that out. They bear that out. They are not better. They are in the top. I mean, they are the top. They control everything. We don't have shit. Just poor. Poor. Destitute. We don't have shit. And we'll never catch up to that. Because one thing that people don't seem to understand, America is not a sovereign country. America is nothing more than a complex, interconnected web of multinational corporations in which a small handful of white families control. They own the vast majority of wealth that's tied up in these companies. Those companies are never going away because we have to rely on them for everything. Home Depot, Walmart, grocery store chains, the manufacturing companies, the tech companies. We need that shit. You cannot survive without these white multinational corporations. They control every aspect of society. Amazon, exactly, Amazon. And I'm not talking about the actual people who work for the companies. I'm talking about the investors, the people who actually own the stocks. Publicly traded on Wall Street. It's only a handful of people who actually have major stakes in these big, large companies. It's a machine. Learn the rules, play by the game, exit. Right. It's at the end of the day, it's a game that we all have to play, unfortunately. Whether you want to or not, you have to play this game. And if you're black, we got to play the game. We got to play the game. That is a part of assimilation. That assimilation is playing a game. Sending your kids to the best colleges possible to get them the best education possible, that is playing a game. Learning the language of the rich, of the elite, getting into their social circles, that is playing a game. That's all I'm saying. But niggas don't want to play the game because we've literally conditioned ourselves into thinking, well, it'll never happen. We can't play it. Fuck that shit. We just got to do our own thing. Nigga, it ain't going to happen. I actually don't hang around nobody. I don't have friends like that. I don't hang around white people like that. I don't. But I'm intelligent enough to discern that white people control everything. They do. I don't know what world you live in. The richest black American is only worth $11 billion. The richest white American is worth roughly around $250 billion. And there's only one black man worth that amount of money, David Stewart. There's a whole academy of thousands of white men in America who are worth more than $10 billion. And we're talking about people worth more than 10 million. There are a whole bunch of people out there. The richest black American is still working or in prison. The richest black American is David Stewart. He started a tech company years ago, decades ago. But what I am referring to is the fact that that's just one nigga. And then the rest of them, other than, what's his name? The black dude who lives, I think he lives in Atlanta now. I forgot his name. No, not Jay-Z. He owns a private equity company called Vista Equity Partners. There you go. Robert Smith. There you go. Aside from that, Most of these niggas that got money are jigaboo entertainers. Oprah, Tyler Perry, Diddy. What's his name? Jigaboos. Tap entertainment. They start making fun of you as soon as you tell them not smart. Yeah, that's another thing. That's where really the intelligence, the lack of intelligence, begins to be put on full display. But, and it doesn't bother me because I'm just like, well, at the end of the day, you're just a stranger. But work themselves to death to earn something, but they played. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but here's the thing. Well, I don't think she was referring to you, Briscoe. I think she was referring to somebody else. But what I'm saying is that niggas ain't got shit. We ain't got shit. We don't even make up. Listen, black people make up what? Briscoe, you talking about, oh, education, school is stupid, whatever, blah, blah. Dude, you know how many black doctors are there in America? Only 2% of doctors are black, and the vast majority of them are not even black American. They're like from the Caribbean or from Africa. So you talk about, oh, we don't need to go to school, blah. That's a projection, man. That is an extreme projection. You got money now. You're successful. Congratulations. I'm not being funny. But, dude, you clearly have some insecurities about school. You clearly have. I don't know if you were in special ed. I don't know if you were in remedial classes and maybe you flunked out. Something happened. You have a really bad negative perception about education. But it's a very horrible mindset to have, because the thing is, you have to be, I mean, people have to go to school. How do people become doctors? How do you become let me ask you a question. You have all this money, right? But you want to hire a lawyer. Do you want your lawyer to have not gone to law school? Do you want your accountant to have not gone to accounting school and gotten their CPA? So clearly you acknowledge to some degree that the people and everything that you have is a result of somebody more than likely going to college. Literally everything. You get sick, you go to a hospital and they give you medicine. Who do you think made the medicine? You think somebody just made it in their kitchen? Following a recipe book? No, it was a scientist in a lab who probably somebody 1,000% for sure has a PhD. They went to school. Bro, I said stop promoting corporate America on black men because they make us go. But how do you know that that's the case for every black man? Why are you making all these assumptions that every single black man that ends up working in a job in corporate America is somehow or another going to have this horrible negative experience? You know, I mean, it's such a generalization. You don't know that. And there are plenty of successful black men that work in corporate America. Maybe it didn't work out for you. Maybe it didn't work out for a friend you have, but why are you making this broad stroke generalization that all black men who go through corporate America end up having bad negative experiences? They are the doormat. That is a generalization. Why are you saying this? You're just assuming. So all black men, they just get treated like idiots and slaves, and nobody Hey man, listen. It sounds like you need to go to a psychotherapist to work on all these racial hangups that you have, like for real, because they don't even sound healthy, to be honest with you. They don't. They don't sound healthy to you. They really don't sound healthy. They don't sound healthy at all. Because you cannot live in a world assuming that every white man is out to get you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, but that is a horrible mindset to have. You saw my math was on $238 billion difference between the richest black man and white man in the U.S. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, these white folks out here, I told somebody this the other night. Somebody was like, oh, white folks winning. No. They're not winning. This is the problem. White people are not winning. They have won. Past tense. The game is over. At this point, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just trying to get a couple of crumbs. That's all I'm trying to do. They have won. I just want to get a couple of crumbs. That's it. I don't need the whole entire piece of pie. I don't need a slicer. Just, can you give me a piece of that crust? Man, you're so pessimistic. I'm holding out the hope that our community can improve. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I don't know how long. This is not pessimism. This is understanding the reality of where we're at. And more than likely, things are not going to change. And here's the thing, okay? I'm going to hold your hands when I tell you this. Essentially, at this point, you got to accept to some degree that Black America is in a permanent underclass. It's not going to change. Barring there is some sort of global revolution and the whole entire ruling class comes tumbling down and there's a radical redistribution of wealth across the world, man, sir, you just need to get you a piece of the pie too. Stop trying to fight it, man. I don't know why niggas still want to be revolutionary in 2024. Nigga, if you don't shave that beard and put on a suit and a tie, and learn that white man's English, stop sounding like a nigga, get rid of that. Hey, listen, I'm even willing to offer diction classes to help some of us learn how to, yeah. My name is Uncle Tom 101. That nigga ain't nothing wrong with me, no coon. Look, you can call me a coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, step and fetch it. Give me, nigga, I'm gonna get me some crumbs. I don't need no validation from them. I don't need no validation from no Negroes either. Because here's another thing, and this is something that a lot of black people need to realize. Y'all sitting up here worried about getting validation and not trying to maintain your real nigginess around a whole bunch of black people that ain't got no money. Niggas ain't got no money. They ain't got nothing, they ain't got no money. So why am I trying to seek their approval? You can't do shit for me. You can't do shit for me. Give me a, listen. Oh, Quan, don't get banned again. We need your lies. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Just give me a piece of that pasta. You see how that, you see my eyes getting big? Give me a piece of that pie. Just a little bit, sir. A little piece of that. Can I get a little? And I even might asking for a little piece of chicken too. and some of that cornbread, and some of let me get a little sip of that lemonade. That's all I want. I just want a little piece of that pie. Little piece of that pie. Ooh, thank you, sir. You so kind. Thank you, sir. I'm good. Listen, I'm willing to do whatever the white man tell me to do at this point. Quan, I need you to go to the Middle East. It's time to defeat the radical Islamic terrorists. What time we going, sir? I'm ready to go. Let's blow them up. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready, sir. I'm ready. No, but let me tell you something. No. I'm acknowledging facts. Because here's the thing. Niggas talk all that shit. You talk all that shit. Take your ass to Africa. See if you gonna want to go over there and live over there for about 6 months. Your ass gonna come running back. You gonna be the first. Your ass gonna go right to a baseball game, singing the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, was so proud that we were. I don't even know the words. I'm just making this shit up. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I don't understand how, nigga, you making all this money, but you're still relying on white folks and they services and they technology. That's the thing, nigga, you making all this money, but you're still relying on the white man's infrastructure. If you don't like white people that much, why you even still live in America? Why do you live? Take your ass to Haiti. Go to Ghana. Go to Jamaica. Take your ass to... Yeah, you do rely on white folks. You just don't really... See, again, this when you don't know anything about government policy, who do you think is paying all the taxes that get collected where you live? Who do you think is keeping them roads kept up? The infrastructure, the cell phone. If it wasn't for a white man, if it wasn't for Steve Jobs, your ass would not be on that iPhone right now. You do need a white man to live. Trust me, you do. It's a white man right now named Dale. I do have more audiobooks coming out soon. It's a white man named Dale right now who is actively monitoring the Russian nuclear arsenal to make sure that Putin ain't trying to blow this shit up. But your ass over here in America talking about, I don't let no white man get it. I don't let no white man. When Africa regains control over their resources, it's over for white supremacy. Man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, sir, but Africa has gone through extreme brain drain, and I don't know if you see what's happening in Africa, but them niggas cannot get it together. They can't. Them niggas over there, they over there, listen, you talking about when they regain control of their resources. These niggas over there doing genital mutilation, eating bush meat, civil war, spreading Ebola. Sir, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Niggas ain't gonna never get it together. You really think them African countries is gonna be able to inevitably get to a place of power to go up against a white man in this American army. Go learn about the Haitian Revolution. I don't need to learn about that shit. That was some shit that happened 200 years ago. And look at Haiti now. Let's not go and talk about history and what happened back then. Let's look at Haiti now, nigga. You got cannibal warlords walking around eating folks, controlling cities and shit in Haiti. And you over here talking about the Haitian Revolution from 200 years ago. Nigga, you was in America. This a white man's country. You gonna learn the laws, nigga. See, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you get stopped by the police, if you do get stopped? Because, see, that's nothing you niggas love doing. Y'all love getting stopped and getting pulled over by the police. I don't know why black people have a hard time with this shit, too, because if you don't break the damn speeding laws or you don't stop breaking the damn traffic laws, your ass won't get pulled over. That's a story for a different day. But what do you do when these are you one of these combative, going back and forth debating with the white man? Black American wish they had the history like the Haitian Revolution. I don't wish that. I don't wish it. I don't envy that. I don't know nothing about it, and I don't envy it. I really don't. Because I'm sorry, but the byproduct of everything that has happened as a result, clearly y'all had motherfucking, what was his name, Papa Doc, Baby Doc. Y'all had a whole president into voodoo and zombies and shit. I'm good over here in America. Baby, I would take living in 1985 under Ronald Reagan before living in Haiti. Listen, I would rather live in motherfucking 1965 with motherfucking Lyndon Baines Johnson or some shit before I live in motherfucking Haiti. I would rather live under Richard Nixon, Dick Nixon, seeing niggas get locked up before I go live in Africa or Haiti. I'm good. I love America. I don't have low self-esteem. See, that's another thing. Y'all conflate low self-esteem with the reality of just race and power in America. And y'all, this is the problem. Y'all live in delusion. A lot of people live in delusion. I'm convinced that a lot of people are walking around in deep delusional states. I don't think a lot of people have ever fully you don't understand just how objectively horrible it is in other countries. I would not go live in any of these. Oh, nice. Briscoe is misogynistic too. Go figure. And I don't listen. And I think this is the problem. I think people are. I don't take pride in admitting any of this. I really don't. I don't take pride in acknowledging that this is the reality of what's happening here in America and across the world. I don't take pleasure. It's not like I'm sitting up here just, oh, it's a good thing. No. I'm trying to get you all to realize that at the end I'm just hyper aware of the reality of just how much power and wealth white people have, mainly a handful of white people, because you can't even say it's all white people. It's only a handful of white people. Because even they are living under the brutal oppression of white corporate oligarchs that control everything. Guaranteed he's never lived anywhere besides the United. Yeah, exactly. Probably living somewhere in Palm Beach, Florida, Palm Beach County, living in a nice white suburban gated community. Got nice stores and retail and all this shit made by white folks. Everything you touched was made by a white man. There ain't no shame in admitting that. Why would I even be in denial about that? I don't give a fuck. I want to sit up here. I ain't saying Brickell. Again, all those condos, all those nice townhouses, all them stores, all that luxury shit, made by white people. Brought to you by white people. Brickell is downtown Miami. One of the richest areas of Miami. All white people. So he live among white people, talking about he don't fuck with white people. But you live all around him. Now he gonna say, oh well, it's some black, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's not. It's a bunch of white people and uppity, and not uppity, but it's a bunch of white people and Hispanics. But white people. A whole bunch of white people. And this, I never understood these revolutionary niggas, these revolutionary hotep niggas. Complain about America. Complain about white people. Complain about all these great luxuries and amenities. But your ass is still here. Take your ass to Ghana. Go to Kenya, go to Tanzania, and set up shop there and completely divest from white society, white technology, white finance, white everything, and come holla at me. And I bet you, if you do everything I said, you are not going to make it a week. You need white people, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I used to be a coon, then I became a Pan-Africanist. Now I'm in the middle. Hey, you know what you need to be? Darnell took your bitch. That is not Darnell. Listen, man, listen. You need to be a Darnellist. You don't need to be no coon. You don't need to be no. You need to be a Darnellist. You need to just do you, man. Fuck worrying about niggas. You just need to be a Darnellist. Radical self-obsession. Stop, folk. Live your life, man. Stop worrying. You don't need to be out here trying to be on some Fred Hampton type shit. Right, Pan-Africanism died. That shit died. Let me tell you something. And most of those niggas wasn't even really about it like that. They wasn't. Most of them ended up becoming drug addicts like Huey P. Newton. What's his name? Eldridge Cleaver was gay. Because he started a whole penis cult, penis worship cult. What straight man starts a religion, a cult, worshiping a human penis? Yeah, listen. I'm not going to say he was gay, but he definitely had problems. He had some deep, serious psychological problems. Was Clarence Thomas a Black Panther in college? I think he leaned towards being a black nationalist, but he quickly changed his mind because he started to realize that niggas wasn't on shit. Now, I need to make something very clear. I am not a conservative. I am not a Republican. I am not a Trump supporter. I am none of that. I am just somebody acknowledging the reality of I'm just acknowledging the reality of that white people control everything. I'm not a Trump. I'm not. I didn't even vote. Like majority rules. I'm a Quanist. I care about me and mine. All I want to do is just I want money and pussy. That's all I want. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care about no God, no religion. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I want all the money and pussy in the world. And I want to indulge. I do believe in that white man power. I do. I don't give a fuck. Just want some money and pussy. And you should want the same thing too. There's so much pussy out here. Good pussy. I think you like white women. I mean, I like white pussy. And you do too. So stop lying. Stop playing. You like white pussy too. You like it. Every black man does. White pussy, Asian pussy, Latina pussy, Arab pussy, Indian pussy. Pussy is pussy. We love it all. Exactly. Hey, Julian said it best. Is that a money, pussy, and weed? Yeah, I don't know why niggas be lying to my, oh, there's no white bitch, I don't mess with no white. Nigga, yes you would. You saw a big booty, fat ass white girl, your ass gonna wanna cry. So stop lying. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying. Niggas just be lying. I don't know why niggas. See, y'all niggas be lying. Pussy. Why been out all over Brooklyn and I don't budge? Okay. Man, you listen. I'm not trying to spread the gospel of white pussy. I'm just trying to get you to realize though, I'm not into white women. I'm into women. Pussy. I love pussy. I love it. Right? All pussy matters. I just want money and pussy. And I want nice clothes, cars. I want to indulge. You got one life to live. Why you gonna spend your life being a motherfucking... Well, I just want to start a family. I want to start a family and have a wife and kids. Just... I want to start a family. Lame. And then, but they say all that shit, and then they ass turn 39, 40, and you in that bathroom. Oh my God. Oh my God. Looking at you on your damn phone on that hub. Oh my God. Oh, don't stop. Cause your wife, that pussy ain't pussy no more. That pussy ain't pussy no more. But your ass, you in that bathroom. Oh my God. You salivating and shit because you see that 20-year-old white girl with them nice that flat stomach and that teardrop booty, that little nice coochie. But it's a fantasy that you got to pay $20 a month for. And that's a shame. Right, that sweet white nectar. And that's a shame. That's a shame. That's so sad. That this is the life of a lot of people out there. You could be out there, man, having fun, living life. And this messes up. Somebody said, yikes. Alicia, mind your own damn business, girl. You said you were married. Yikes. And this is the thing about women. Women be blowing my mind. You know, let me tell you guys something. Women, y'all are delusional. Y'all are delusional too. You really think your husband is just sitting back, only thinking about you? Oh my God. All day long I just think about Alicia. All day long I just think about Alicia. I miss her so much. I only think about one woman and one woman for the rest of my life. You single? Oh. Well, when you get your husband, baby, I can tell you right now, I know how old you is, but baby girl, don't think for a minute that a man is just gonna be thinking about you for the rest of his existence. Because I can tell you right now, that man gonna be thinking about some new pussy. Give him about 2 years. Once he wear your walls out, 2 years, I'm like, man, I want some new pussy. I want some new pussy. You 31? You want to get married? Don't get married. 31 perfect age. Well, it depends if she wants kids or not. You want kids, baby. Oh, you got kids already? Because you know you about to hit a wall. Them hormones going to come crashing down. Marriage is a scam. I do agree with you. And it's so funny because, you know, lately I've been kind of like nostalgic, right? And I was thinking about this girl I used to date in college, and I was like, man, I wonder what she's up to, because she was so fine. She was a little light-skinned thing too, and that was the first piece of pussy I had. And that little pussy, it was good. It was good. It was like honey. I looked her up recently. I was like, damn! Oh! Oh! She really looking like somebody's mama. More like somebody's aunt. Somebody's 45-year-old aunt. And she's younger than me. She out here looking like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I was like, oh my God. 20 years make a difference. I'm not judging you. I done put on some weight too. I didn't, I got my little hair, but let me tell you, them walls, The women be hitting that wall. And a kid will fuck you up. You better do what Angela Bassett did. She did surrogacy. That was the smartest move she ever did. Because you would not think that Angela Bassett was like a woman damn near in her 70s. She does not look like it. And I can guarantee you right now, them two little niggas came sliding up out of her. Angela Bassett would have definitely been, her ass would have been out of Hollywood a long time ago. Somebody said, I've been celibate for 10 years. Let me tell you something. Don't let them cobwebs build up now. Don't let that car sit too long in that motherfucking garage now. You got to take that shit out to drive a couple of times. Can't let that car sit in that garage. Listen. You know how your grandmama, she still got the same car from 1985 and only got 5,000 miles on it? But grandmama, she still, she take it out from time to go go run a few errands here and there. She might take it down to the Sears Roebuck. Go buy her some, what do you call it? Buy her a little nice outfit or go to JCPenney's and get her a nice hat for church. Past this anniversary coming up and shit. But you got to take that car out the garage from time to time. Don't let that pussy dry up. Because I'm afraid 10 years, baby girl, you don't know how to use it. And these men's out here, we listen. It's a different day. 10 years ago, it was 2014. You can't just lay on your back anymore, baby. You can't just that ain't gonna work no more. You ain't gonna and you can't just let it hit it for the back. You have got to know how to work that motherfucker. Like, know how to gyrate, rotate, elevate. You got to know how to, oof. And then on top of that, it ain't just about the pussy. You better know how to give some really good throat therapy. The last guy I had, babe, you cry in what way? What you mean? Like, he was tapping that thing out? Or you talking about like he was abusive? What you mean it was not enjoyable? Like, you got vaginismus or something? They got therapy for that. How tall are you? How big are you? You a big girl? Small? That's something else to a lot of people you can realize. It's a lot of women out here with some small coochies. They can't handle all that meat. I wasn't attracted. I'm 5. You 5'11" or 5'1"? He was too little. Yeah, you gotta leave them big dicks alone. Them big dicks not good for you. And let me tell you something about them big eggplants. A lot of women this is another thing that be messing black women up too. Y'all be chasing them big dicks, and I'm telling you, they be putting them things in everything. A lot of those dudes are, they be putting that in everything. They don't just let that. I don't know about vaginismus. I be reading all types of stories and shit. But let me tell you this though. You 5'11", I know your coochie big. Because you tall. You taller than me, shit. You an inch over me and I'm 5'10". How much you weigh, if you don't mind me asking? And see, that's the thing. When you that tall and you kind of big, you do need them big horse mandigo eggplants coming from them Quantaviouses. And that's the match made in hell, because let me tell you, when them niggas, when they get up in that middle and they hit that spot, y'all will start doing all types of dumb shit. Now, I've seen it. You will start doing all types of dumb shit. You gonna start being, you gonna I've seen it happen to so many women. That nigga hit that spot, y'all, 5 years later, your ass gonna be on Section 8. Your ass gonna be driving a Altima with about 190,000 miles on it. You're gonna be walking around Walmart with a moo-moo on, PCOS beer kicking in. Because they will have your ass. They will have your ass so gone that what's going to end up happening is, because see, them niggas, what they do is they run that rod up in you. They mess your mind up. You get hooked to it, and then you deal with all the toxicity that comes along with it. And that shit don't cause nothing. I actually believe that's another reason why a lot of black women are overweight, because they dealing with toxic dick. I feel like it's an allergic reaction to toxic dick. I actually believe that. I think that shit makes a lot of black women end up all the problems that they get from dealing with niggas and that toxic dick. That shit is like an allergic. They get all bloated. Eating habits all fucked up because now your cortisol is always shot up. You sleep deprived because now this nigga done gave you 3-4 kids that you got to take care of by yourself. You constantly going to court and shit. This nigga can't even give you $50 a month per child. Then you dealing with his mama. My son. You always did this to my son. Yep, dealing with that depression, I'm telling you. That toxic dick. That's why I'm telling you, I've seen so many women, as soon as they get that shit up in them, 5 years later, look a mess. Look a mess. And then they don't even be with the same dude anymore. He done hopped on to the third, fourth bitch. Left your ass in the wind in a motherfucking Section 8 unit on 79th Street, 2-bedroom apartment. You got them Amazon beds up in your damn children's room, and you sleeping on the bed, don't even got a damn headboard. You still making payments on a firm on that shit. But somehow, somewhere you managing, you come home after your call center job, you just be watching your Tyler Perry shit on Netflix, scrolling TikTok. Looking at oxtail plates and shit. Stay away from that. Stay away from it. But black women, they be attracted to them damn Dave East, tatted up, roughneck nigga, big dick thugs. If anything, Alicia, you need to go get you a white man. More than likely, they gonna treat you right. Go get you a white man, or go get you a motherfucking well, I don't know about Asian man, but go get you a white man. Go ahead and get you a working class Walter. Go get you a triple W, a working, white working class. No, a triple W, a WWW, a 3W. Go get you a white working class Walter. Because they be loving on black women too. And he'll take you for all you got. He'll love your natural hair. He gonna tell you, why you putting that on? Because you know niggas say, why you putting that on? Why you did that to your hair? No, I don't like that. White man don't care. White man will come and kiss you on your forehead. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. White man won't judge you. Go get you a working class Walter. He'll love them. He'll love your sister locks that you get. Yeah. Go get you that white man. Yes, once you go white, your life get right. Exactly. I'm telling you. I'm losing 100 more pounds before. Yeah, now you got to lose that weight now. How much you weigh? You can be honest with me. I'm not judging. Listen. I'm a straight shooter. I will tell anybody, listen. It's not that hard either. Because truth be told, you stop eating. Give it a year, your ass gonna be small. And listen, I'm not one of these types that will be like, oh no, Zambig. No. Go get you some motherfucking Mounjaro. If you love cookies and shit that much, man, get on Sequence and get you that prescription for that 2.5 pen. Put that motherfucker right in your belly. Get on that gyro. Get on that gyro. Are you sorry, Mac? I know you was big, Mac. Just eat steak and eggs for a year and you lose weight. Nah, that's the worst way to do it. Because you're going to give somebody a heart attack fucking around with that type of diet. What you like, Francis? You like black men's? I didn't even realize you was white. I thought you was mixed with Latino or something. You're not picky? Where do you live? Kentucky? I'm sorry, I'm just judging. I'm just picking random states. I said Kentucky. You probably live in Wisconsin or Minnesota, I bet. Where you live? She just said she regretted dating a black man. What? Are you in DeKalb, Illinois? Oh, shit. You say you dated a black man before? He did you nasty? He did you wrong? Oh, that's what I thought you said. I know you said he was white. Well, let me just say this, Francis. Baby girl, you in Chicago. Well, you close enough to Chicago. Why are you why are you're a white woman? It should be easy, man. What you got going on, girl? Trust me, you don't want these black women problems. You don't. You do not want these black women problems. Shit, they trying to be like y'all, man. Cause there's so many black women out here. Let me tell you something. You know what my biggest fear is? Moving to a city like Atlanta. Just even early today, I was in the store. I was in Pete's. And I had to go use the bathroom. I had to go pee-pee. And I had to go down this aisle, and this black girl, she came around a corner. And I just took one glance at her, and I was like, damn. I could even smell her. She smelled so good. And it was something about her. I don't know what it was, but I was ready to eat that. I was ready to eat that pussy. She looked good too. She just looked like a regular, I'm a man. I'm sorry. These are 4 a.m. confessions. But she was so, like, right then and there, I wanted to get another woman pregnant. I was already planning my family with her. 2 kids. It was crazy. She looked like she was no more than like 26, 27. Yeah. That's actually my big fear. It's actually one of my biggest fears, because I feel like moving to a city like Atlanta, especially with my type of personality, I have let me stop talking before I say something. I don't cheat. I haven't cheated. I have not. But what I will say is, I can imagine being in a city like Atlanta, where it's a whole bunch of single black women that are lonely. That would be very tempting for a single man who, quite honestly, yeah. Atlanta has the finest black woman in America. I mean, I can imagine, yeah. Like the way she had that, what do they call that Brazilian press, whatever. I don't know, it was just something about her. Like, and then she didn't even have any makeup on it, and she just was completely natural. You know what she kind of reminded me of? Amani Talks. I think that's what it is. It was something about her, though. I don't know what it was. That was some wifey material. It was just a vibe that she gave me. I was like, oh no. That's the type of woman that's the type of, like, if my wife and I, if something ever happened between us, I'll tell you this though, I'm dating young. I'm gonna get me like a 26, 27-year-old, something like that. And at that point, I probably would have a bunch of kids, because black women would be super fertile too, especially around that age range. I would go to church after all that. Because sometimes that black pussy got that type of power on you too. That shit will mess your mind up. That black pussy will have you settling down. That shit will have you going to church every Sunday, putting $20 in the damn plate. That shit will have you going to every family reunion, that shit will have you going to Christmas parties, matching pajama set shit. Y'all taking pictures and shit. Some black women got that power. They got that pussy. That pussy is good. I am married to a black woman. I am. She gonna make you get at me. How old are you, Mac? How old are you? I never seen an actual pic. Let me try and look at your profile picture. You said you in Baltimore? How old you is, shawty? Oh, you're a lesbian. Lesbianism. That's how they be saying lesbianism in churches. They be like, God can heal you from lesbianism. I didn't know you was a lesbian. The whole time, damn girl. So you ain't never had like just a small inkling. Lesbian. You went on dates with men, so you would never go back? I met a white Texan Jamaican years ago and went to church together on Xmas. If God could heal me from my gay, then he did a half-ass job. Women are giving up on men. I actually think men are giving up on women too. Let me tell you guys something. A lot of men are out there having sex with other men. Let me tell you something. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but that bussy can hit different. Some of them gay guys, they know how to really throw it back. Get it right. Why you think them dudes be going crazy with them they be going crazy licking up with them while them dudes be in the gym now hitting them squats. And then you see some of these dudes, they be built like bitches. They literally are built like bitches. Fat ass. Early tonight, I was in Crumble, and I noticed a white boy in there, he had a fat ass. I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even trying to look, but I noticed he had on some pants, and I'm like, sir, you shaped like motherfucking Bad Baby. Catch me outside though. And let me tell you, a lot of black men, man, that little white boy, he had some cheeks on him. He had a little bubble butt. And them gay dudes, they know how to turn. Women, let me hold your hands when I say this. That bussy hitting different. They know how to prep that motherfucker up. And hey, I don't think you can compare. You see a lot of women, that's not competition. I don't know how a bitch can compete with that. Cause that booty, when they douche that motherfucker, they get all that dookie out. Well, a lot of times it depends, because, you know, a lot of gay men, they don't even be eating like that. They gotta, you know, they can't be going too crazy with their diets, because they trying to, you know. But they get that motherfucker right. They lube that motherfucker up. I'm telling you. They be having these men gone drunk off that shit. And then on top of that, the throat therapy of a you cannot listen, women. Once one of these sachets, once one of these, what they call them, the twinks. Once they get a hold of your man, and they get them lips on that eggplant, it's a wrap. And then once they get them that bussy, like you said, St. Valentine, exactly, it's game over. You can't come back from that, because it's tight. It's just not going to compare to what a woman can offer. They won't. You can't come back from that. And then it's just a lot more freakier in a way that I don't think a woman can keep up with that type of energy. I don't think they can. You can't keep up with that. Because men are already supercharged, nasty, horny. So you got another man giving that man that type of pleasure. And that shit is instantly brain chemistry shifting. You just gave that nigga something more potent than a damn new strain of some get green. Alpha, oh yeah, no, I'm telling you, yes. It's so true that that man, and let me tell you, some of these dudes out here, I be seeing them. Some of these gay guys, they do be sexy. I can see why a man would I can see low key why a man would fall for another man, because some of these niggas out here, they be sexy. Now I'm not even gonna lie, I be like, damn, that nigga is sexy. Yeah, that nigga is sexy. I be like, no, I'm telling you, some of these guys out here, they be, and women know it too, because even they were talking about it on TikTok. All these women talking about, they don't know what it is, but their type is a gay man. And I'm like, yeah. That's because they be grooming. They getting their damn chemical pills. They regularly going to the barber. Some of those, like, what's his name? Some of those dudes. What's the name of it? It was those three. It's these three dudes. The three gay black guys. I guess they're friends. I know they're not a couple or anything like that. But what's his name? One of them was talking about being a corporate baddie. Then there was another dude. And then of course it's the other black gay guy with the tattoo. Yeah, Ray Monte, yeah. But what's the name of the other dude? I think his name was Andre or something like that. But that, all of them, I'm telling you, not Saucy Tanton, no. I'm telling you, a lot of those gay black, a lot of gay men, period. Those niggas, especially some of those white men, I'm telling you, They are on a whole different. A lot of those niggas are pretty. Okay, those are some pretty motherfuckers. Not rolling right. No. Those are some pretty ass niggas. And when I was just telling my friend this, because I think that a lot of those gay men like that, they got those features that really make them kind of feminine in a way, right? And I think that's what be getting a lot of these straight guys, or a lot of these, because I'm sorry, but a lot of these guys out here, I'm telling you, they fantasizing. Or, and I'm gonna tell you what's really to blame. Now, because my generation is different. Listen, ladies, if you meet a man, this is another reason why, ladies, if you're younger, you better get you a man that's 40 and up. 40 and up. And let me tell you the reason why. Okay? You gotta understand something. Guys that were raised in my generation, we weren't exposed to all that sex and stuff. That was a big, we were exposed to it, but not in the manner that these younger guys are. The shit that you see out there, how easy it is just to get on the net on your phone and just be looking at all that shit changes your brain chemistry. And you cannot, listen, a lot of these younger guys, they're gay, they're bisexual, they know it, because you cannot watch. And let me tell you how I know this, okay? Why do you think so many of these young guys are hell-bent now on becoming super masculine, going to the gym, looks matter? We wasn't doing all that back in the 90s, in the 90s and the early 2000s. Y'all think people was doing that back? We was just cool, chilling, just hanging out. All this extreme narcissism and focus on looks and all this other shit, fashion and shit, ain't nobody was all dialed into that shit. Nobody cared about none of that. For real. And it just wasn't even a comparing. It's that, you're right, but I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. It's all that porn. See, a lot of these kids, I got to keep in mind, back in my day, okay, in the 90s, you had a box, and if you had an illegal box, and sometimes that shit went out and didn't work, you think even when you land on the Playboy channel, that shit was just all static. You might see a little titty here and there, but you ain't gonna see no full-fledged. If we had none of that, we had no internet, no magazines, no. Now, you give this kid's tablets, you gotta safeguard that shit, because the porn is just everywhere. And let me tell you, if you think that shit does not change your sexual interest, you are gladly mistaken. Gladly mistaken. There's no way in hell young kids are out there consuming that amount of sex content and not having their brains changed from watching that. Nah, I'm pretty sure they are. All this 2-man and 3-man shit that I'm hearing about. I was seeing this on TikTok. I'm like, when you at the 3-man. I was like, what is that? What's a 2-man? What is that? Come to find out, I'm like, I know this ain't what I think it is. I know. So you believe the brainwashing me? It's not that you could be brainwashed. There are definitely a lot of studies showing that it changes. It actually shapes. It reshapes your prefrontal cortex. It makes you way more impulsive. And let me tell you, I've read a few stories on Reddit. I had to back out of it. I had to back out of it. I was okay, this is a little bit too deep. I'm too deep in the trenches with this one. And let me tell you what I was reading. There's a huge community of men out there who, because of their corn addiction, because they have gotten to a point where they have gotten so desensitized to seeing just the normal stuff, right? They got to start to see the more extreme stuff. That is how you get all the trans stuff. But listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, why is it that gay porn is this big industry that's way more consumed than regular porn? Who is watching that? Obviously, it's a lot of men who are straight watching that. And you read these stories on Reddit like, well, porn made me gay. Porn made me like trans women. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I believe it. I don't think they're lying. I think there's something to that. I'm not saying it affects all men in that way, but I do think that there's a good population of men out there when you overexpose. I didn't expect an erotic author to be against trans porn. Who said I was against it? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you came on the tail end of my conversation, to be honest with you. That changes your brain, and I'm pretty sure this generation, they're freaked out. There's a lot of these young guys, they're out here, and that 2-man and 3-man shit you said is a double date and a triple date. That's what it is. But that is also an allusion to y'all having group sex. That is weird. That is weird. Okay? That's weird. Now, don't get me wrong. People was doing this back in the day with the trains and all that. But listen when I tell you, that shit is way more common now, more than ever. And I'm sorry, but if you and your homeboys, y'all out there taking turns on the same chick, and y'all in the same room with your genitalia all out and about, and y'all just looking at each other, you don't think they each kind of, in a way, they kind of getting hard off of that? That is stimulating them. That is stimulating. That's not, you can't tell me otherwise. Y'all bucket naked, Dino's all out, having turn, sometimes them putting it in the mouth of the girl at the same time. That is, sir, you are bisexual. You are freaked out. So I'm saying, and listen, I'm not judging. I am not judging. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But I'm just trying to get y'all to understand that, especially as a woman, when you start dealing with this newer generation, these young kids, baby, if you got a dude out there and he freaked out, all it takes is for him to get in the crosshairs of that one gay dude. Because it's a lot of gay guys out there that they want they don't mind sleeping with men on the down low. They don't. They don't mind that. They don't care. They don't care. They're willing to keep secrets. They get off on it. They love it. They love what they call the trade. They love that shit. They love that shit. They love it. It's only a handful of them that say, "Oh, I'm not gonna mess with no married man. I'm not gonna mess with no DL man. I can't do that. I need to know which. I need for you to be who you are." Listen, they don't. A lot of them don't care, and they love, and especially the trade dope boys. the ones who they be buying that's reefer from and stuff, do you think I could pay you back later? And then a lot of times it don't even be them initiating it. It don't be the gay dude who come out. No, it'd be that dope boy. He be like, "What's up, then? Yeah, you can pay me back, but shit, what you want? What you want? What you want? What you got going on?" Then they open their legs up and then they start making they eggplant jump in their pants. And that gay dude, he's just like, "Don't you got a girlfriend?" Man, shit, she don't know how to. And then they telling you they be in that car seat. That dude. And then I'm telling you, well, I'll tell you how it really starts. It usually is the gay dude who does initiate. He be like, "I'll suck your dick." And then no, I ain't with that shit. Come on, it's not a big deal. It's just head. That's how that shit starts. It's not a big deal. It's just head. I'm not gonna tell nobody. Nah. Next thing you know, he does this. Because he can't, in his mind, he know he want it, but then that gay dude, pull them pants down. Once he get his lips on that thing, it's a wrap. He's gone. Because it's going to be too good. It's not going to be like anything that a woman would have ever be able to perform. Gay dude he going to get every last sperm cell out that testicle. Okay? He gonna drain it, drain them. Next thing you know, that dude for the next week, he gonna be in the bed next to his baby mama. He gonna be in the bed. He gonna be in the bed laid up next to his baby mama, staring at the ceiling fan. Like, damn. Like, I like that shit. I like that shit. Looking at his baby mama. And then when she getting out, now when he tries to, kind of be like, nah, fuck that. And he try to get some pussy from his baby mama. Then she give it a go. And she's like, very timid and whatnot with it. Very timid. And he's like, fuck. This shit ain't nothing. This shit ain't. And all he's thinking about is Twan. And now he got to close his eyes and think about what Twan was doing. Telling you. It's a dude on this app who was talking about that. Y'all didn't see the dude who talking about don't judge me or something to that effect, and he said, how about I was messing with a whole DL dude, and while his girlfriend was literally riding him, cowgirl. She thought he was recording her, but you know what he did? He would pull out his phone, called up Twan, whatever that dude's name is, put him on FaceTime, and had Twan playing with his bussy while his girlfriend was still having sex with him. The dude did the whole entire story time about it on TikTok. Y'all think that's just a one-off story? Then also said, literally, I kid you not, he literally said this, okay? met his kids, met his parents. They even did it in the backseat of her car. And the only reason why he said he did it in the backseat and not in the front seat is because the baby mama is white. Or something to the, I was like, what? Yeah. 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 I don't know what he meant by that, to be honest with you. But I'm telling you, guys, this generation is freaked out. These dudes are not, they not like the old. They don't make niggas like they used to make them no more. You got to be very careful, because these dudes, I'm telling you, they be all on Twitter freaked out. You get on Twitter now, that's all you see. Between the hoes, the OnlyFans, and then these dudes, you be scrolling, and you see a dude. Like, why are we damn? And these men are like, they in the streets and shit. Oh. You said it's more estrogen in men. I don't know if it's well, it could be, because apparently there's a whole bunch of endocrine disruptors, forever chemicals and other types of shit that's causing, whatever. I don't think it's that, though. I do think that it's a combination of, we just live in a much more liberal society, but I also think it's that corn. I think it's that shit is changing people's brains in real time and got people out here craving things that they otherwise would not want. I'm telling you. And then they got this whole thing now. I don't know if y'all heard of this before. Bait clubs. Y'all know what that is? Y'all know what that is, a bait club? What do you think bait is short for? Somebody said Mary Jane. Baiting. Yeah, bait. Bait. B-A-T-E. What do you think is shorthand for? Bait. A bait club. Now, what do you think these guys exactly, Francis? It's whole clubs, events that they doing now, retreats. And there was a whole podcast about this too, what these guys were talking about, these white guys talking about. They got whole clubs. Guys showing up, and 10 guys in the room, baiting together, watching material, stroking each other off, getting each other off. No, that ain't no average male white sleepover. It's a whole bunch of niggas doing it too. And in Atlanta, this is the thing. They meeting up at the bathrooms, inside of malls, gyms, saunas. You can't even go to the park no more. Because even the police, they know that that these dudes be linking up inside the damn public park. Can you imagine on the jogging trail, you and your whole kids, you just going, and then next you stumble across a group of niggas in the middle of a damn forest getting each other all off. They don't care about STDs. No, of course not. But they know, it used to be called cruising, yeah. But they know the spots to go to, though. They know the spots to go to. They know the parts of the forest to go to. They know the part of the park reserve that the police don't, Yeah. And they be in there in the bathrooms. It's just near the pavilions. And they just be... I still see dudes sneaking into parks. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you. This. I'm telling y'all, we live in a society now where I'm telling you, a lot of these dudes. But I'm saying all this to say this is why I said I couldn't survive in Atlanta. Because if I fuck around and I go to Atlanta, I just know it's a whole bunch of single black women out there that are too paranoid to date. And I just know it's a lot of delectable, delicious, sweet punana that exists in that city. But as far as the STDs, though, here's the thing about that. Okay? I'll have to get off live soon. It's been did a marathon with you guys today. But let me just say this, okay? Let me just say this. I'm gonna leave it at this, okay? When it comes, y'all do go to sleep. I'm about to go to sleep pretty soon now. When it comes to those STDs, this one thing y'all gotta understand. A lot of these dudes are very they're very, very, very super duper cautious in the sense of they freaked out, but they know what they're doing. They can be reckless with it, but they know what they're doing. They getting tested. They hiding that shit well. They taking medicine. They taking all types of medicines. They got Valtrex now. It's another one that they do. There's PrEP for HIV, but there's another one you can take for the bacterial diseases. You take it prophylactically. Because it helps with the HPV and all the other ones, gonorrhea, syphilis, stuff like that. Yeah. They did say that too. HSV1 is so prevalent now. HSV1 or 2?